career and they were just about to retire, and now they get a new lease on life and they stay 5 more years. And they do because they love what they do and they're basically healthy. So it's the combination of a pandemic that shut down and they never came back, and this wave of retirements that's resulted in a massive shortfall that is predominantly hurting the regionals. The majors, they're the majors. They're always going to be taken care of first. It's the regionals. I think right now there are 7,000 airplanes that are sitting on the airfields in New Mexico and Arizona where it's dry so they don't rust because they don't have pilots to fill them. How are the airlines reacting? Well, in some cases, they're doubling pay. We've all seen maybe the strikes or the new package with Delta Airlines. I think it's a 34% pay raise for pilots over the next 5 years or 4 years. The regionals have had to double the pay. And so as the cycle has gone up and down with pilots, so has the pay packages. You can't buy talent, but you have to pay for excellence. And if you want safe aviation, you have to have pilots that are trained. The FAA has another rule that they instituted after that airplane crash in Buffalo, New York, on a night flight in the weather where two pilots put a commuter airplane out of control due to icing and crashed. And the FAA came along and said nobody can fly either one of those two seats in that airplane unless they have at least 1,500 hours of experience. That's the way the FAA in the aviation industry, we measure experience. How many hours of flying do you have? At the time, I think it only took 500 hours and you could fly. So you usually have one guy in the left seat who's the captain, the senior person with a lot of experience. And then the junior people are coming on board and they're going in the right seat. They're going to learn from the captain because there's two people, doing the work. So the FAA took that from 500 and went to 1,500 hours. So as we've talked about, the beauty of our program, which makes a difference, is the FAA recognizes if you have a college degree along with your experience, we'll lower that number. So 1,500 if you just want flight experience. You have to have 1,250 if you have an associate's degree. If you have a bachelor's degree, which is why WAOH University is interested in this, then we'll let you fly in that right seat. We'll let you fly for those regional airlines with 1,000 hours. So that 500-hour difference with a bachelor's degree is like 3 to 5 years worth of experience.
Let me ask you this. I think that's an interesting kind of decision that they're making, that if you have a bachelor's degree, they can require less actual flight time. What is it about the bachelor's degree? Is it what you're learning in your aviation classes in the bachelor's degree? Or what is it about having the degree that does it?
It has to do with our known understanding, and the research is enormous. It's overwhelming. It's a tsunami. If you are educated at the bachelor's level, which, by the way, only 7 people out of every 100 in the whole world have attained that level of education, you are intellectually developed, academically as well as socially, to a place that's completely different. And so the education experience in higher education is a maturing experience. And so you think differently, you think deeper, you have the ability to understand context in a different way. You understand how the world works. That's what a bachelor's degree. And the FAA does recognize all that data. And they say, you know what? If you've got that level of accomplishment and your ability to really think through things, then we're going to give you credit for that by reducing the requirement by 1/3 for what it takes to get into the right seat. Because you have to remember, the FAA, they are the organization in America that's responsible for safety of our national airspace. And we have the safest system in the world, and we don't want to give that up. It's taken us a long time to earn that. We like that. When people get on a commercial airplane, they should know they're going to get off that commercial airplane, and they don't have to worry about it at all. Because we're going to have people that are trained to make good decisions in 5 seconds when they have to. So the life of an airline pilot, Gene, is about 95% boredom and 5% sheer terror. And in that 5% time, the FAA wants somebody sitting there who can think their way through, remember what to do, and then exercise good judgment, because it never works out exactly the way you thought it would. That's the beauty of a bachelor's degree.
So let's talk then specifically about how you've kind of tweaked your program that we talked about a few months ago. When we first talked about it, you were talking about you get a bachelor's degree, and in conjunction with that, you get flight training at a flight school in the Akron area. So I wonder if you could tell us how that works and how maybe it's changed a little just recently to make it even more streamlined.
That's exactly what we've done. We've made it more streamlined. So where we started was we had a college, a university over here, us. We had American Winds, which is our partner in Akron, an accredited flight school in their own sense. They offer associate's degree because they were already working on how do we help our customers reduce the requirement to get to that right seat, because they're trying to make a contribution to this national problem as well. So we basically had an aviation program and a 4-year degree that was trying to marry this together. Can we take all their credits and all their stuff to still build a program in a reasonable amount of time? And so as we've gone through this process of introducing to the Ohio Department of Higher Education, the accreditors, as well as the Department of Education, hey, we're trying to make this seamless. One, what we want to have happen, and we're there now, the accreditors, the final step just happened. They can say, okay, you can come to Walsh University and you're going to get a aviation degree in the business school, but Walsh University doesn't own any airplanes, and Walsh University doesn't own any airfield. And you're going to do this in the partnership that they've established with American Winds. And so they come here, and everything is scheduled here, it's organized here, it's paid for here, the Title IV funding comes here, the student loans, everything comes here, and then they just go on their schedule. And so what's changed is now, where it was sort of in parallel to working really close, now it is absolutely seamless. We view American Winds as really in the Walsh family, and I think they view Walsh University as in their family. So we're going to get pilots that are going to be turned out, and they're going to go into the workforce with some of those same values that we've send to every graduate we have at Walsh University. And we certainly remain strong in our stance that private faith-based education is as much a contribute to the common good, to the public good, as public education. We need both in America. We have both. They both do a great job.
That was Walsh University President Tim Collins, and I'm Jean Destro. Thanks for listening. Stay happy and healthy, and we'll see you again next week.
This has been This Week in Tech with Jean Destro on WAKR, brought to you by Cartridge World in North Canton.
This Week in Tech with Jean Destro right here on WAKR on your favorite podcast platform, of course, and of course at WAKR.net. 6 minutes in front of 6 o'clock at WAKR.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-791-4478. 800-791-4478. 800-791-4478. That's 800-791-4478.
Hey, this is Travis Kelce, NFL tight end and proud member of the Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows when you've got the best price, you've already won. That's why we offer the lowest price guarantee. If you find a better price online or in store, we'll match it. Now you can score on the top brands from the Lowe's home team picks, like Scotts, LG, and DeWalt. So take on your projects with confidence. Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retail partner of the NFL.
Price match applies to same item, current price of qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Got a golfer on your holiday list? Here's a great idea. Get them the 2024 Players Golf Card. They'll be able to play a round of 9 or 18 holes of golf at 9 area golf courses, including Raccoon Hill, Roega, Sleepy Hollow, Spring Valley, and Sunny Hill. It's a $350 value for just $99. The 2024 Players Golf Card, a great holiday gift. For all the details and to purchase, log on to WAKR.net.
Hey there, fellow travelers, it's me, the Hotel Whiz. Before you go anywhere, call me day or night for hotel rates too low to publish. I'll save you up to 75% on over 500,000 hotels across the globe. You see, I've already done the research, so you don't have to spend time online trying to find the best deal. That's up to 75% off. Just call me, the Hotel Whiz. It's a free call and you get instant access to rates too low to publish with no cancellation fees.
Make a free call now and save up to 75% off your hotel rooms the next time you're going somewhere for business or pleasure. Call the Hotel Whiz now and get instant access to rates too low to publish. 800-590-1163. 800-590-1163. 800-590-1163. Call the Hotel Whiz right now for rates too low to publish. 800-590-1163.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
Oh, it's awesome. Listen to it every morning and you're good to go.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. NFL Thursday Night Football last night. Patriots over the Steelers, 21-18. Tonight, the Cavs in Miami, right here at 8 o'clock on WAKR. Time for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over land of the free and the home of the
That's Gladys Knight with our national anthem. Let's get you the forecast. Warmer day today. Upper 50s, cloudy tonight, 48. And for Saturday, a temperature getting, they're saying maybe low 60s. Regardless, it'll be warm. Showers on our Saturday forecast. We're 36 degrees, 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
The best way to start your day is with Ray Horner.
I listen every morning.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR, Akron.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin with new trouble for the president's son, related to his taxes.
A new 9-count criminal indictment accuses Hunter Biden of owing the
of our viewers on WAOH.TV. I'm your morning host, Ray Horner, 93.5, 1590 WAKR. Today is our final day of our Share a Christmas campaign for the Salvation Army of Summit County. So far, through all of this community's efforts, the people that donated the packages and the gifts and such, and your donations, we've raised over $9,000 through 4 days of the online auction. So go today. You can bid up until 6 o'clock this afternoon at WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas and place your bids. Friday morning, it's going to unfold for you. We got a lot of stuff planned for you this morning. We'll talk about the latest in the movies with Scott Wynn. We'll do a movie review with our good friend, film study producer Joe Fortunato. We've got Tim Alcorn live from Miami talking about the Cavaliers for us this morning. We'll honor 2 student athletes of the week this morning. This week we go to Revere High School and talk to a couple of those Minutemen performers for Revere High School. So a lot planned for you for this Friday morning. We're glad you're waking up with us and watching the show on WAOH.TV or listening, of course, 93.5, 1590 WAKR. I'm Ray Horner.
Splighters.
Very nice. All right, you're in now?
Not quite yet. I'm gonna get a couple things tweaked into place here. Get the weather graphics in. And
Tristan came in on Tuesday and trained with Hirsch.
we need it. All hands on deck. That's for sure.
So it sounds like you're going to have a pretty eventful day.
Yeah. And their biological father, he's just, just got out of prison. Tattooed fella, real red hair, real, young looking kid. It's like,
He's going to see him play at all?
He's in play. He lives in Toledo, and Chris, the brother that I lived with me for a couple years, is living with him. Has been there for the past 2 weeks because Mom got into it with him too, and so these kids are. So he's a possibility to take them all.
Is that a good thing?
Well, I think his girlfriend is probably like, you know how it is. It's like, well, I'll support you in this, honey, and then 2 months into it, it's like, and now I have 3
plus
teenagers.
It's not like it's visiting for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
The 14-year-old is a $85 a month makeup habit.
Most of the
them are at that age. I have two 14-year-olds. I know.
When, the Catholic school kids back in the day, they weren't, my mom was like.
allowed.
We weren't allowed, my mom said that we weren't allowed to wear makeup, and I remember when the girls were not allowed to wear makeup.
Well, my daughter, Elizabeth, went to Catholic school up through 9th grade, and they weren't allowed to have it at Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
They used to grab us and it didn't happen to me, but it did happen to my friends, like take them into the bathroom and by force wash their face.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah, but most of those kids turned out okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta wonder if there's something to that.
We turned out okay, but we have a lot of emotional scars from child abuse.
You're on.
Good morning. The news continues. I'm Jean Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road overpass bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction and who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland is now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder related to the incident which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. Akron Public Schools outlining some upcoming school closures and shifting school district boundaries. During a community meeting last night, they outlined a proposal for Firestone Elementary, Essex Learning Center, and Stewart Learning Center to be closed. That plan still has to be approved by the school board, and it also includes shifting students from schools that are overcrowded, like Harris Jackson Learning Center. 135 people were arrested, and 22 firearms were seized in 30 days as Akron Police and U.S. Marshals joined forces in a gun violence reduction campaign. According to a release from the U.S. Marshals Service, the campaign known as Operation Triple Beam was focused on arresting individuals connected to violent crimes, repeat offenders, and the seizure of drugs and guns. Well, Akron's new mayor is going to be sworn in on January 6th at E.J. Thomas Hall on the University of Akron campus. The ceremony for Shamus Malik will begin at 1 p.m. and then followed by a community celebration later on that evening at House 330 on West Market Street. Even though the state's new voter-approved constitutional amendment protecting a woman's right to choose an abortion essentially makes a lawsuit disputing the state's heartbeat bill law moot, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is still asking the state Supreme Court to weigh in on a couple of procedural issues. One is whether the state can appeal a preliminary injunction. The other is whether clinics or doctors can sue over patient rights. Cavs are on the road tonight playing the Miami Heat, 8 o'clock. Be listening for that. We'll have it for you here. And then on Sunday, also be listening as the Browns host the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's at 1 o'clock. Here's Stormwatch weather forecast coming up.
I was talking to Tim Alcorn, voice of the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
He'll be with us a little bit later on this morning for three-pointers. So he said it's one of the lengthier trips, and it's kind of an odd one. I said, you're going to be lucky not to have the flu because they flew to Miami yesterday.
Right.
And then they have 2 days off, and then they play at Orlando. So Saturday and Sunday, he said, I'll be enjoying some nice warm weather down
that'll
in
be
Florida.
great. Yeah.
But then after the game on Monday, they fly to Boston up the East Coast,
Right.
and they have a game Tuesday night in Boston, and then a rare scheduling quirk, they play at Boston on Thursday.
Okay.
So he'll be in Boston Tuesday night. They spend the night. They have all day Wednesday to walk around, probably in chillier temperatures in Boston. And then they have the game Thursday night. I said, you're going to be lucky not to have the flu by the time you come back to your house on Friday.
Well, yeah, I hope they're okay. Just, I guess you'd have to pack a lot of clothes or buy new ones once you get to Boston.
Yeah, his wife, Diane, she packs everything for him, says
Okay.
it's all set and ready to go. But, yeah, we'll talk to Tim a little bit later on this morning. But a kind of a quirky scheduling thing where they're in Boston for 2 straight games. That normally does not happen, but it's happening a couple of times this year. I think they also go to Charlotte for games on a Tuesday and Thursday as well. All right, traffic update time. Let's see what Stephanie has in our newsroom.
On 77 southbound at 21, the right shoulder is blocked by an accident, so be careful there. You have some congestion on 224 eastbound approaching 77. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thank you for the update. Warmer day today, 57 for a high. Showers Saturday. Temperature peaking low 60s. We're 36 degrees is our current temperature. It's Ray Horner Morning Show, 10 after 6 at WAKR.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. When you switch to Boost, you get an iPhone 11 for only $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. You get amazing service, too, because only Boost switches between the top networks to give you the best service. So stop by a Boost Mobile store and give the gift of Boost. That's an iPhone 11 for $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. Get yours at a Boost Mobile store today. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers and in-store only. Requires autopay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
You deserve the peace of mind that comes with affordable health insurance. Get Covered Ohio can help at no charge. Financial assistance is available and coverage is more affordable than ever. Some health insurance plans are as low as $10 or less a month. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends January 15th. Make your free appointment today by calling 833-628-4467 or visit getcoveredohio.org. This message is supported by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but does not necessarily represent the official views of the U.S. government. Sponsored by the Ohio Association of Food Banks, aired by OAB and this station.
WAKR's Share a Christmas is running now at WAKR.net. Bid on incredible experiences to enjoy or to give as a unique holiday gift, like a Guardians game in the Mike Hargrove Suite, Goodyear Blimp Rides, a foursome at Firestone, a behind-the-scenes tour of the Akron Zoo, a VIP experience with the Rubber Ducks, and many more. All money raised stays right here in Summit County so the Salvation Army can help others. Share a Christmas from Barberton Tree Service, the Cleveland Orchestra, Roof to Roof, and Leangelo's Pizzeria. Bid now at WAKR.net.
And click on Share a Christmas, giving you updates. That Cleveland Guardians package at the Hargrove Suite is really, quote, sweet, S-W-E-E-T, not S-U-I-T-E, which is part of the package. The Hargrove Suite is tremendous. You get all the ballpark fare. That food and drink is inside the suite. There's memorabilia all around there. And, of course, as most of you know, with a suite, you can watch the game in the suite where it's nice and warm and toasty, or you can go outside and enjoy the ballpark flair out there with the sounds and everything. And if it's a nice day for the game that you pick, gosh, it's wonderful. But it's a little bit chilly because the package is for a game in April or May. You can simply go inside the suite. It's for you and 13 of your best friends, including 3 parking passes and visits in the suite as well. This is really tremendous. Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, gave this to us to help out the Share a Christmas. Be active on that package. Again, Share a Christmas, WAKR.net, and get involved and bid up until 6 o'clock this afternoon. Now, speaking of sports, Sunday we've got the Browns in Jacksonville, and joining us throughout the football season from the Sports Gambling Podcasting Network, my friend Sean Green on board with us. Of course, wagering now legal in the state of Ohio, and millions of dollars being wagered on a weekly basis. But Sean, let's start with our Cleveland Browns. Browns at home against Jacksonville. Who knows how this thing is going to go with the quarterback question marks, but how do you see this?
Yeah, unfortunately for the Jags, it does look like C.J. Beathard is going to get the start here against this Cleveland defense. And, you know, Cleveland, the defense has been especially good and potent at home. So if you're saying like, hey, you're just starting your season, you got a short week to prepare, you're a backup quarterback, you're going on the road to Cleveland, that's a really tough spot for them. And not only is CJ Beathard making his first road start here of the season, but also they're going to be without Christian Kirk. And Christian Kirk is a receiver for the Jags. He's going to be out, looks like, for the rest of the season, and he really makes the job easier for the quarterback. So not having him, I think, is a real detriment. So kind of some things breaking right here for the Cleveland Browns at home.
Sean, let me ask you this. With this game, the over-under, it's pretty low in this contest. When you look at Cleveland with their offensive situation and then Jacksonville with theirs, from a wagering standpoint, it's right around 30 points, I think. What do you think about that over-under?
Yeah, I mean, this one is a little tough. It is really low, probably for a reason. I would go to the over just again, this 30.5. I mean, a 17-14 game, you got this to the over. So I think that it feels like a 2014 game, something like that, just getting over. So yeah, I would actually go over here because I think maybe they're adjusting it a little too much. And I actually like some of the stuff I saw out of the Cleveland Browns offense. I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit against this Jags team. And, Joe Flacco, assuming he gets a start, I haven't seen officially, but I would guess that is the case. If you give Joe Flacco some time, he can be all right. And, the Cleveland Browns offensive line, even with their injuries, have been playing pretty well. And you saw it against the Rams. Like, yeah, he did have that pick late, and then the game kind of fell apart after that. But for the most part, I thought he had good zip on the ball, good placement. He does have that connection with Elijah Moore. I think Cedric Tillman is an interesting guy on maybe some deep shots. So I think the Browns can move the ball on this Jags team. So I kind of would lean over here at 30.5.
John Green is with us. He's from the Sports Gambling Podcasting Network. We'll get into what they do in a moment. This is a big time for them with football, the bowl games.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball is in full swing. But what else do you like in the NFL? The big game this weekend involves those Eagles again, and this time on the road against Dallas. Look at this spotlight game for us.
Yes. Again, I am a bit biased, but I like the Eagles here in a bounce back situation. They had a really tough schedule. Kind of going into that 49ers game, not making excuses, but the game before they had like 90 snaps on defense, crazy overtime win. I think eventually the scheduling caught up to them. And especially with the 49ers extra rest, they're a very physical team. Game got away from them, but I do like this matchup. One, huge injury news for the Eagles. Dallas Goedert is back, and he does a ton of stuff for them at the tight end position, really opening up the offense, not allowing teams to double AJ Brown, getting the linebackers to play back a little bit. Like, he really does open things up. And then on the other side, like, a lot of the passing yards for Brock Purdy were yards after the catch, and a lot of it was because of poor play at the linebacker position. Eagles have been really thin at the position this year. They are getting Zach Cunningham back as well. He was out against the 49ers. I think that's a huge boost for them. And then just coming back to the idea that Jalen Hurts, the last time he lost back-to-back starts in the NFL, you got to go back to October 4th, 2021. So he's not a guy who's going to lose a bunch of games back-to-back. Listen to the players, the situation. They're fired up. And then you got to, on the other side, Dallas's defense was looking really good, but then they end up letting up 35 points there to the Seattle Seahawks. I think there's some stuff that DK Metcalf did against the defense that AJ Brown can do as well. DK Metcalf, of course, had 3 receiving touchdowns. And I think AJ Brown can have a nice game here as well. So I think 3.5 points is just a little too much. I think they're over adjusting too much from what we saw there against San Francisco. So I'll take the Eagles plus 3.5, and I think they're live on the money line as well at plus 160.
Sean, since the college season is over and we're yet to really get into the bowl season here, is there another NFL game that catches your eye a little bit with the spreads and wagering for us?
Sure. Yeah, let's go to the New Orleans Saints. I like them right now. They're laying 5 points against the Carolina Panthers team, which just really looks rough. I had the Panthers week before because, hey, they got rid of their coach. Everyone's going to give their best effort. And they barely covered that spread against the Tampa Bay Bucks and didn't look particularly good. I mean, it is panic time in Carolina, who drafted Bryce Young number 1 overall. And you look on the opposite side, you see CJ Stroud. You got to be kicking yourself because he has just been looking amazing. And now you go on the road as the Panthers. You already, whatever sort of bump you were going to get from having a new head coach, that bump is gone. And I think the Saints are going to be able to run all over this Panthers team. If you're in fantasy or if you play player props, I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a really big game here. And it looks like Jameis Winston will get the start. Carr in the concussion protocol, he got whacked pretty hard there. But I think really this is just fading of the Carolina Panthers. I think they're going to be able to run the ball, the Saints, and that makes Jameis Winston's job that much easier. So really, really like the Saints here at home laying 5 points.
With us is Sean Green from the Sports Gambling Podcasting Network, and fun times for you guys right now. Tell the listeners everything they could take advantage with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, great time for the NFL. Got you covered for NFL picks. The NBA season has a nice little in-season tournament. That's pretty fun. That's going on. College basketball heating up. You got your Akron Zips playing a bunch of games here. So, yeah, if you're a college basketball fan, we have a ton of content as well. NFL, even hockey too. So, yeah, we have a hockey podcast. Really, if there's a sport you're looking to gamble on, we got a podcast for you. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com to find them all. And yeah, again, all the stuff we put out is completely free. So nothing to lose, and pretty entertaining as well, if I do say so myself. Got a bunch of good hosts under our banner here. And yeah, appreciate all the support.
All right, Sean. Well, listen, thank you for the visit again with us. We'll reconnect next week and see what's on the line for us. And always appreciate the time here in Akron with us, Sean.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you having me on, and thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
You got it. Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Check them out. Sean does a great job over there, too. And a lot of education, because for a lot of folks in Ohio, it's just become legalized here in 2023. It's kind of new, and they do education on the world of wagering in sports. Now, speaking of sports, over at WAKR.net, we're going to be talking with the GM of the Akron Rubber Ducks, Jim Fander, in just a few minutes, and they've donated a wonderful Rubber Ducks VIP experience package that you can bid on, including 4 diamond seat tickets right behind home plate, a tour of Canal Park, and a ceremonial first pitch opportunity on the rubber at Canal Park. And that can be yours. Go bid, WAKR.net. WAKR.net, and click on Share a Christmas. Let's do traffic and weather. Tad behind, but let's get caught up with Stephanie in the newsroom.
The crash on 77 southbound at 21 has been cleared. You have some congestion on 224 eastbound at 77 and on 77 northbound at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you, Stephanie. Warmer day today, high upper 50s. Cloudy tonight, we'll get down to 48. And how about Saturday? They're saying we might hit 60, but showers in the forecast for Saturday. A little bit cooler Sunday, mid to upper 40s. Current temperature this morning for you, we're 36 degrees. Update on traffic and weather brought to you by Nika IBEW. I'm Ray Horner, WAKR.
Electrifying our future.
Haywood Electric has been serving Northeast Ohio since 1999, specializing in commercial, industrial, and residential electrical services, along with generator installs and more. Their service fleet provides emergency service 24/7, 365. When you need electrical repairs or service at an exceptional price from a company built on integrity, call Haywood Electric at 330-745-0021. Haywood Electric is an IBEW and NECA contractor.
Electrifying our future.
Circle K is hiring. From flexible working to opportunities for movement and growth, Circle K is committed to making your days easier. For all the details, go to CircleK.com today.
Hello, my name is Judy Trammell, and I am a resident of the village of St. Edward. I moved in 2 years ago after my husband passed, and my son came over and took a tour and said, "Mom, I found the place that's for you." I moved in. I even was allowed to bring my cats, Kona and Pele, with me. They are my priority because they are my family now, too. Now I get to enjoy activities like happy hour and poker tournaments with amazing friends that I have made there. We go on weekly shopping trips, and recently we went to see an opera. They also provide transportation to doctor's appointments, grocery stores, etc. The staff here is very caring and helpful and friendly and always there for me. We have a lot of entertainment, lunches, etc. I am so happy to call the village of St. Edward my home. Maybe you can one day too. St. Edward's is a very friendly and family-oriented place to be, and are well-staffed, and friends, I feel blessed to be here with them.
Ready to change your phone service? You gotta check out Boost Infinite Wireless at boostinfinite.com. You get their low-priced service and a brand new iPhone every year. And Boost Infinite's new technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1. So you get the best quality calls and data anywhere you are. No one can do that except Boost. Switch today at boostinfinite.com or call 855-55-BOOST. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Boost.
Broadcasting from the WAKR studios, powered by your hometown energy team at First Energy. This is 93.5 1590 WAKR.
Learn the chilling truth about the traitorous FBI agent Robert Hansen in the podcast Agent of Betrayal, The Double Life of Robert Hansen from CBS News. Binge the full series now wherever you get your podcasts.
Halloween is over, but hiring is still a bit scary? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
For all your plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, and restoration needs, BetterCallWilson.com.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
Thanks for waking me up with a smile.
On 93.5 1590 WAKR.
Whether I'm right. Sammy Davis Jr., born this day, 1925.
Whether I find a place in this world
passing away 1990.
or never belong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me.
Part of that Rat Pack, of
Can I
course.
be but what I am?
Certainly loved his voice. Sammy Davis Jr., born this date, 1925. As you know, this whole week is our 74th annual Share a Christmas for the Salvation Army. And a lady who's been working on these Share a Christmases for 50-plus years, my good friend Joyce Lagios, joined me on the show yesterday.
When I came on, we were doing it a little differently. It was a case of asking the listener to send in information on somebody who needs help. And then what we did is we took 50 of the neediest, and we went with Acme Click at the time, and we adopted them, and we gave them food and toys and everything that they asked for. And we actually delivered it with the Akron Police and the Sheriff's Department, and Acme was fabulous with us on this. And then we left it up to our listeners to adopt the others, and they did. Hundreds of them. Unbelievable. But now it's even better. You know, we raise all this money thanks to you and to WAKR staff. We raise this money to help, so many people. And we give it to the Salvation Army, free and clear, and they help so many families.
My good friend Joyce Lagios joined me yesterday on the show, and yes, indeed, Salvation Army there 24/7. We've done a 2023 campaign for them. Coming into this week, we had raised over $11,000 for them during the year. This week, we're already almost at $10,000 for the week. So thank you to everyone who have helped us, whether you're donating a package like the Rubber Ducks and Firestone Country Club, and we can go on, and we will throughout the rest of the morning, or our sponsors like Barberton Tree Service, Cleveland Orchestra, Roof to Roof LLC, and Lee Angelo's Pizzeria. To all of you folks that are bidding on these packages, knowing that, yeah, they're kind of cool and they're great gifts, and boy, these are really maybe once-in-a-kind finds, but also knowing that the dollars that you're doing for these unique gifts and packages, every dollar going back to the Salvation Army. So thank you on that side as well. It is really well appreciated in the Salvation Army's programs. No funding nationally or internationally. They need those dollars for sure. And don't forget, their Red Kettle Drive goes until December 23rd. Very important for them. Let's get you traffic again with Stephanie.
On 224 eastbound at 77, on 77 northbound at 224, and on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thanks, Stephanie, for the update. Warmer day today. Temperature upper 50s. Cloudy tonight, 48. Rain tomorrow, maybe approaching 60. 36. That's our current temperature. WAKR. Hey, the New England Patriots, a 2-win team. Get this. The Pittsburgh Steelers were expected to make a big playoff surge the last couple of weeks because their schedule really played to their advantage. Last week they played Arizona, who had 2 wins coming in. Boom. Arizona beat them in Pittsburgh last week. Last night, game in Pittsburgh against the 2-win New England Patriots. Boom. The Patriots defeated the Steelers last night, 21-18, despite the Steelers holding them scoreless in the second half. Steelers generated only 8 points in the second half, and the Patriots get their 3rd win of the season, 21-18. Browns take on Jacksonville Sunday. We'll join the network at 11, 1 o'clock with that kick Sunday on WAKR. Cavaliers Miami tonight in the NBA. That's an 8 o'clock tip here on WAKR.
Looking for a tasty gift that everyone will love? Then give the best of what Ohio has to offer. A delicious specially packed gift box from Schisler's Cheese in Orville. Hi, this is Dennis Schisler, and for as little as $35, we can put together a beautiful gift box filled with the very best Amish cheeses like Baby Swiss, Amish butter cheese, cheddar, and more, along with chocolates and even our hand-packed trail bologna. Our gift boxes make a wonderful family or corporate gift, and our experts will personally assist you in creating one. We can even personalize it for you and ship it to anywhere in the U.S. and beyond. So this holiday season, give a gift that will taste great with a gift box from Schisler's Cheese House. I personally guarantee your satisfaction. Come visit us on Route 30 and Kidron Road in Orville or online at cheesehouse.com. Please get your Christmas orders in by December 18th.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Our soft hits make the hard day go away. 93.5, 1590, WAKR, Akron. Keeping you informed with another news update from the WAKR newsroom.
Good morning. The news continues. I'm Jean Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road Overpass Bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction and who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder related to the incident which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. Akron Public Schools outlining upcoming school closures and shifting school district boundaries. During a community meeting last night, they outlined a proposal for closing Firestone Elementary, Essex Early Learning Center, and Stewart Early Learning Center. The plan also includes shifting students from schools that are overcrowded, like Harris Jackson Community Learning Center. Not a done deal, though. That plan still has to be approved by the city school board. Big day coming up in Akron, January 6th. That's the day the city's new mayor, Shamus Malik, will be sworn in at E.J. Thomas Hall downtown. The ceremony will begin at 1 o'clock and followed by a big community celebration 6 p.m. over at House 330 on West Market Street. Even though the state's new voter-approved constitutional amendment protecting a woman's right to choose an abortion essentially makes a lawsuit disputing the state's heartbeat bill law moot, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost still asking the state Supreme Court to weigh in on a couple of procedural issues. One is whether the state can appeal a preliminary injunction, and the other is whether clinics or doctors can sue over patient rights. Akron's historic Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens will be featured on PBS's popular Antiques Roadshow in 3 episodes during their upcoming new season. Be on the lookout for the local landmark and the episodes coming up next spring, April 22nd, April 29th, and May 6th.
Well, it sure wasn't Hot Legs or Do You Think I'm Sexy? But Rod Stewart fans in London loved it anyhow. CBS's Deborah Rodriguez has that story.
London commuters couldn't agree more.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in.
Rod Stewart teamed up with pianist Jules Holland at London's St. Pancras Tube Station and gave the crowd a preview of their new swing album. They brought an 18-piece band along with them. Swing Fever debuts February 23rd.
Almost like being in love.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Cavs on the road tonight playing the Miami Heat at 8 o'clock. We'll have it for you here. Also be here Sunday as the Browns host the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's at 1 o'clock. Now let's go to CBS for a report.
CBS News Brief. Hunter Biden's been indicted again. This time he's charged with evading federal taxes on more than $1 million. Loyola Law's Lori Levinson.
It's not just a bare bones tax indictment. It's really a thorough vetting of Hunter Biden's lifestyle from 2017 through 2020.
Police in Las Vegas say a gunman who killed 3 faculty members at UNLV Wednesday was a former professor who'd been turned down for a job at the university. Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill.
We're still learning a lot about this suspect. Still trying to understand motive.
Financier Ross Stevens threatening to withdraw a $100 million gift to his alma mater, UPenn, if the school president doesn't resign over testimony interpreted as anti-Semitic. Governor Shapiro.
Yeah, I've said many times leaders have a responsibility to speak and act with moral clarity. And Liz McGill failed to meet that simple test.
CBS
93.5, 1590 WAKR. With business news now from CBS.
Wall Street opens this morning after a winning day for stocks yesterday. The S&P 500 index and the Dow each snapping 3-day losing streaks, and it's Jobs Friday. The Labor Department's November employment report will be out at 8:30 Eastern time this morning. If it shows the labor market's still cooling, that'll give investors more fuel for the idea that the Fed's job is done and it might not have to raise interest rates anymore. JetBlue shares coming off their best day in 3 years, bookings exceeding expectations, and not just for the holidays. Its shares soared 15%. Google shares up 5% yesterday on a demo of its new AI model called Gemini.
It's really hard to get across just how incredible this technology is. The breakthrough is, in a word, and you're going to hear this more often, multimodal, meaning that the new AI system understands audio, photos, video. Other examples include Gemini understanding colors, 3D objects, creating games, even cracking jokes. What it all represents is a new, more powerful phase of generative AI.
CNBC's Deirdre Bosa. U.S. crude oil closed below $70 a barrel again yesterday. Oil is on pace for its 7th down week. AAA calls it a little holiday gift to drivers. The national average for a gallon of regular gas has now fallen to $3.20. Mortgage rates back down to about 7% again after popping above 8% back in October, according to Mortgage News Daily.
Yes, we're in a rocky economy, but what about beer, liquor, wine sales?
Well, spirits always sell as gifts for the holidays, but there are headwinds coming in the new year, especially for whiskey makers. And whiskey sales have been slipping, including for Jack Daniel's maker Brown-Forman.
It's whiskey that's causing the headache for a change. Sales of the once popular spirit are slipping. Last year, for instance, tequila and mezcal actually overtook American whiskey to become the second fastest growing spirits category by revenue and volume in the U.S. That's according to the U.S. Distilled Spirits Council. Brown-Forman, latest example, seeing a 2% dip in whiskey sales year over year for its first half of the fiscal year.
CNBC's Sarah Eisen. All whiskey producers have a big export hurdle coming in just a few weeks, a higher tax for European Union importers of American whiskey.
We're on sort of a 2-year hiatus from this tariff, and that deal comes to an end on January 1st, at which time it will jump from 25% to 50%. And we've been there before, and it severely impacted a $2 billion export industry.
Whiskey advocates Jeffrey Lindenmuth on CNBC. CNBC.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. Traffic weather time for you. Well, the update on traffic. Stephanie's back with us from the newsroom.
You have some congestion on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224, on 224 eastbound at 77, and on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thank you for the update. That forecast is nice for the weekend for the most part. Warmer day today, upper 50s, maybe low 60s tomorrow, and some Saturday rain. 36, that's our current temperature. 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
It's Share a Christmas Week on WAKR. Go to WAKR.net now and bid on one of our over 20 packages and gifts we've put together to raise money for the Salvation Army. Share a Christmas on WAKR is brought to you by Barberton Tree Service, Roof to Roof, the Cleveland Orchestra, and Leangelo's Pizzeria. Go now to WAKR.net, place a bid, and help the Salvation Army of Summit County. Share a Christmas from 93.5 1590 WAKR.
Foster parents can be the reason a child in our community feels safe and loved. Be the reason. Become a foster parent with Summit County Children's Services. Visit summitkids.org to get started.
You deserve the peace of mind that comes with affordable health insurance. Get Covered Ohio can help at no charge. Financial assistance is available and coverage is more affordable than ever. Some health insurance plans are as low as $10 or less a month. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends January 15th. Make your free appointment today by calling 833-628-4467 or visit getcoveredohio.org. This message is supported by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but does not necessarily represent the official views of the U.S. government. Sponsored by the Ohio Association of Food Banks, aired by OAB and this station.
Haven of Rest, an organization that has offered help and hope to thousands of individuals since 1943. Men, women, and children find renewed dignity and hope for their future through this compassionate ministry. The reason people come to Haven of Rest are many. Loss of jobs, addictions, hunger, and homelessness are only some of the problems they struggle with. Caring staff work with each individual according to their needs, offering quality, free programs and services to provide tools they need for a better life. Please partner with us this Christmas season with a generous year-end gift that will make a difference in the lives of people who often feel neglected and abandoned. Brighten a life through your kindness and generosity. Call 330-535-1563 or go to havenofrest.org to make your gift. Thank you for caring and have a blessed Christmas.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
In the mornings, it gets me going.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. We're 18 minutes in front of 7 o'clock, 36 degrees current temperature. I want to bring in my good friend Scott Wynn right now. He is our entertainment guy. He looks at movies, streaming, and all the stuff around the entertainment industry. Check out his work at WAKR.net, and he joins us Friday mornings on the show. So, Scott, where do you want to start this week?
Well, the number one movie at the box office last week was the Beyonce movie, you know, the Renaissance.
Okay. Did it do well?
It did, but not as well as you would think. And plus, if you're going to try to measure it up against Taylor Swift, it's no match, okay?
Right.
But it brought in a fair amount of money.
Okay.
Hunger Games number 2 and Godzilla -1 was number 3. This week, depending on where you are and what theater you're going to, there's a bunch of new movies opening up. We call a lot of these films, you know, because they're movies. Here's what we got: The Oath. The Oath is a spiritual movie type of thing.
Okay.
The Cello. Okay, there's a cello that goes wrong. Okay, I'm just haunted.
The music instrument?
Yes, the cello.
It goes wrong?
Right. A movie called Eileen. They're calling it a psychological thriller. Anne Hathaway is in this. They're calling it her sexiest role ever.
Oh.
So it's getting a lot of good, a lot of good critics.
What's the name of that one?
It's called Eileen.
Okay.
Poor Things, which is Emma Stone. This looks like a very interesting movie. It's hard to explain. Watch the trailer.
Okay.
Okay, it's pretty interesting. Poor Things. Also, a movie called Magazine Dreams is out. It's about a bodybuilder who's trying to how he deals with his newfound fame on the magazine covers, so on and so forth. Barbie will premiere on Max on December the 15th. Okay, a few more days. Will Smith will star in I Am Legend 2 with Michael B. Jordan. I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan. I think he's a terrific actor and terrific filmmaker, too. Nicolas Cage, here's his quote this week. He says, I have 3 or 4 movies left in me, unquote. And then he's going to supposedly wrap it up.
Do we have it left in him? Is the question.
I don't know. He's got this new thing on AMC running right now about the devil. It actually looks pretty fun. Oh. He's trying to reinvent himself, and he kind of has a cult following. He's not the mainstream star that he used to be. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt. And Macaulay Culkin. Have you seen pictures of Macaulay Culkin?
No.
He looks like an older Macaulay Culkin, but he's 43 years old now, okay? And he got a star on a Hollywood Walk of Fame this week. And Catherine O'Hara, his mom from, the Home Alone movies, was there, and everybody was crying. It was a beautiful sight. And that's what's going on at the
Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase, 80.
He is 80. I have that in my show notes this morning. He is 80. And he's in a wheelchair, I understand. Oh. He's doing they're doing like this cross-country tour of question and answers with a lot of the cast from Christmas Vacation. And the other day, he came on stage and he fell off the stage. Okay? Oh. Word is he's okay, and he's continuing to tour. But when I found out that Chevy Chase was 80, it was a real wake-up call.
Boy,
about how much older we're really getting. By the way, Christmas Vacation, 89, am I right? Or 83, I think it was. 83, so it's been quite a while.
Still a funny movie.
Can't wait to watch it again.
There you go. A view from the front row with Scott Wynn. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Yeah. Check out all of his work at WAKR.net. WAKR.net. Day number 5, our final day of Share a Christmas for the Salvation Army, and you can bid up until 6 o'clock. So many items. Current bid, by the way, on our Firestone package. That's 4 golfers for either the North or the Fazio course. That is at $500. The Cleveland Guardian Suite package is at $600. The golf cards, 2 golf cards from WAKR at $150. The lottery ticket tree is $150, and the Archie Griffin signed pennant is at $150. The Lake Erie fishing charter trip is new to our bid packages this year. From Roy's Away Charter Service, you go out on Lake Erie and you do your favorite fishing for your walleye, and how about that fresh perch? It's an 8-hour fishing charter for 4 people on Lake Erie, provided by Roy's Away Charter Service. They donated that to us to give away for Share a Christmas. That's unique. That package, by the way, pretty affordable right now at $625. You get you and 3 friends, and you put that together, and you go out and have a great day for you fishing enthusiasts. That's a good one. Again, that's available for you. Go to WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas and make your bids. Again, you can bid on our packages right up until 6 o'clock this afternoon. Let's get you traffic and weather again for you on WAKR with a traffic update. Here's Stephanie in the newsroom.
You have some congestion on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224, on 224 eastbound at 77, and on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thank you. A warmer day today, upper 50s, low 60s tomorrow, but a rainy day for Saturday. Currently 36. If you're wondering about Sunday, cloudy, maybe upper 40s. But we're 36 degrees this morning, 12 minutes in front of 7, WAKR.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. 800-755-4281. That's 800-755-4281.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-398-0651. 800-398-0651. 800-398-0651. That's 800-398-0651.
There's never been a better time to shop for a new Kia than right now.
It's Vanderveer Kia's year-end sales event.
While they last, Vanderveer Kia has a fantastic selection of new Kias at our lowest prices of the year.
Including 3 brand new Kia models, all under $199 a month.
Or buy with 0 down and make no payments until March.
Plus, Vanderveer is paying up to $4,000 over book value for trade-ins.
Bring in any trade and save up to $10,000 off a new Kia.
Vanderveer Kia even has interest rates as low as 0.9%.
And at Vanderveer, 100% credit approval is our goal.
Choose from 3 brand new Kias for under $199 a month.
24-month leases with $19.95 due at signing.
Or buy a new Kia with 0 down and make no payments until March.
It's the season of giving back at Vanderveer Kia during the year-end sales event.
328 West Market Street, downtown Akron.
10,000-mile per-year leases with $19.95 due at signing. Security deposit waived. Textile license and processing extra with approved credit. Offer ends 12/31/23.
Haywood Electric is an IBEW NECA contractor, proud to sponsor streaming on WAKR.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
I don't listen to anything else.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR. It's Share a Christmas Week on WAKR. Go to WAKR.net now and bid on one of our over 20 packages and gifts we've put together to raise money for the Salvation Army. Share a Christmas on WAKR is brought to you by Barberton Tree Service, Roof to Roof, the Cleveland Orchestra, and Leangelo's Pizzeria. Go now to WAKR.net, place a bid, and help the Salvation Army of Summit County. Share a Christmas from 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
And by the way, we have some great packages for you baseball fans with the Guardians. Curtis Danberg, who's going to join us much later this morning, right around 8:50. But I reached out to Curtis and I said, hey, what do you think about a pair of tickets for every game in the month of April, every home game, including the home opener tickets? And he said, I'm in. I mean, just like that, that's what all these folks have done. I'm in, he said. And I said, that's awesome. So that ticket package is available for you. That's a pair of tickets for every game, home game, in the month of April from the Guardians. And, of course, we've talked about the Guardians Hargrove Suite. That is also available for you as well. The Akron Rubber Ducks Baseball VIP package, that's available. So for you baseball fans, not too far away. And don't forget, we have that big spring training trip, and that's more of a costly one, so you have to be a diehard fan there. But that's March 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, including airfare, lodging, and 3 Guardians games. That's also on the list for you as well. WAKR.net, WAKR.net, and click on Share a Christmas. It all benefits the Salvation Army. They need help in so many different ways, says one of their board advisors, Scott Brubaker, who joined me on the show yesterday.
People are aware of the Army when they see red kettles, but really all year long, our mission remains the same. And that's to kind of love others who are struggling. And in talking about the Army, I know that many people don't know that there are just a few officers in Akron and that they have a staff, very effective people, serving 68,000 people. So that means that we need a great number of volunteers who will give us some time. And the Army raises almost 10% of their money, as an example, during the red kettle season. And people ask, is there some way we can help? Well, the answer is really clear. They can help the people who are struggling by, first, being a volunteer. Last year, 24,000 hours were given to as volunteers. So we need, for kettles as an example, to rally our friends and neighbors and call the Army to say, I can man a kettle for several hours. We have church groups, we have school bands, we have booster clubs, circle groups from churches, and we need help with those kettles. We used to have a lot more kettles out, but we have fewer out now for a number of reasons. But we need more volunteer hours. So that's someone who would call friends and say, hey, would you share a kettle for 8 hours and get 4 or 5 people to do that? Gosh, we can raise an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a day on kettles. So that's a really important way for us to go. And volunteers are needed all year long, but right now we are needing volunteers to pack toys. We have thousands of toys in a warehouse that need to be distributed, and we have the names of the parents and what the toys are supposed to be for their children. And then feeding. We feed 577,604 meals just this past year. And there's another place that volunteers can be really helpful. Hot meals are delivered to several places in Summit County, Kenmore, Summit Lake, Barberton, and North Hill. So we need people to help us do that too, to pack those meals up that we make in Akron and distribute them. So we need drivers. We need people that would come into our after-school program and help kids that might be struggling with mathematics, or help kids that just need some friendly counsel. We need mentors for teens. We need teachers who can help teach the after-school kids. So there's lots of things to do. And Ray, I think you're aware of the fact that we have a basketball program. Mm-hmm. And it would be fantastic to have some men come in and kind of mentor those kids, because when they're in our gym, we know that they're in good hands.
That's Scott Brubaker with the Salvation Army. So you heard him go through there. Food, entertainment with the kids, teaching with the kids, assistance, drivers. These are all programs unique with the Salvation Army of Summit County. Each Salvation Army sets up their curriculum, their schedule, their programs, and it's funding by what they do. That's why, as you heard Scott mention, the Red Kettle Drive is so important to them. So volunteer to ring the bells, or when you see a kettle out, give what you can. And this Share Christmas campaign that we're doing, every dollar from every one of these kind of cool, fun packages, gifts, every dollar of those go directly back to the Salvation Army of Summit County. Today's your final day. You can bid up until 6 o'clock at WAKR.net, WAKR.net, and click on Share a Christmas. Traffic time again. Here's Stephanie in our newsroom.
No major issues slowing you down. You have some congestion around the Central Interchange on 224 eastbound at 77 and on 77 northbound from Arlington at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thanks for the update. Warmer day today, mid to upper 50s and maybe low 60s for tomorrow, but rain in our Saturday forecast. Upper 40s on Sunday. We're 36 degrees at WAKR. Thursday night football last night saw New England upset Pittsburgh. 21-18 was the final. Browns and Jacksonville Sunday at 1. And tonight on WAKR, it's the NBA. The Cavaliers on the road against the Miami Heat. That's an 8 o'clock tip on 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-791-4478. 800-791-4478. 800-791-4478. That's 800-791-4478.
We've got everything you need for your day. Information, music, and sports. 93.5, 1590, WAKR, Akron.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Staples.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A new headache for the president's son. Last night, a federal grand jury in California
Suite with the Guardians. We have an autographed football that has both Jim Brown and Bernie Kosar's signature on it. Autographed Ohio State pennant with Archie Griffin's signature on it. So it's galore. It's bath and body. It's beauty. It's entertainment. It's travel. It's sports. Go to WAKR.net. And the big thing here is every dollar bid in all these packages goes right down the street to Maple Street to the Salvation Army of Summit County. So take part. Today's the final day. You can bid up until 6 o'clock this afternoon, WAKR.net, and click on Share a Christmas. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to honor a couple of student athletes of the week this week. We'll go to Revere High School. We'll visit with some friends from the Salvation Army, and we'll also talk some golf. As you're out looking for presents for the holiday season, our morning show golf pro Dan Dock is on board with us this morning. So thanks for viewing WAOH.TV and, of course, listening 93.5, 1590 WAKR. I'm Ray Horner.
Or harassment.
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment. So the answer is yes. It is a context-dependent decision.
That exchange came during a congressional hearing. The Wall Street Journal reports that Stone Ridge Holdings Group head Ross Stevens says he'll pull $100 million of the company's shares out of the school if McGill isn't replaced. No comment from the school. Peter King, CBS News.
No big surprise in Russia, where Vladimir Putin says he's running for president again in hopes of serving another 6 years. Putin's all but assured of a win after almost a quarter of a century in power. They're saying goodbye in County Tipperary today. Funeral service is being held for the Pogue Shane McGowan in Neenah, where he spent summers as a boy. Fans are crowded in.
It's a sort of a national institution, and he really kind of captured something about that experience of being betwixt and between, being Irish and English.
McGowan died last week at the age of 65. S&P futures down 6. This is CBS News.
Staples stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store.
What do you mean he's not coming in? This is our busiest time.
The mixologist at Claude's Bar is moving to Manhattan.
I'm already down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of
Now he needs an equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure. But why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Another PGA golfer's jumping ship.
Jon Rahm has left the PGA Tour to become part of Saudi-funded Live Golf. Rahm says he's proud to be part of something new that is bringing growth to the sport. John Beal, senior writer at Golf Digest, says it could change Live Golf's reputation.
Now that Rahm, a quote-unquote good guy, and as we've established the best player in the game, is now making the jump, it does make it theoretically easier for others to follow suit. So as big as this domino is, it could just be the start of more to come.
The deal is reportedly in excess of $300 million. It's another hit for the PGA Tour as it tries to finalize an agreement to become commercial partners with the Saudi-backed league. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Consumer Product Safety Commission's recalling high-powered magnetic balls in toy sets sold by Express Goods. Warning notices have been sent to Temu.com, which sells another version. If a child swallows them, they can cause injuries to the digestive system. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply for complete details.
Keeping you informed with another news update from the WAKR Newsroom.
Good morning. The news continues. I'm Jean Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road overpass bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction and who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland is now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder related to the incident which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. In Canton, police have released body cam footage of one of their officers fatally shooting a suspect who had allegedly pulled a firearm during an argument. Channel 3 News reports the video shows 24-year-old Zachary Fornash walking away after being ordered by police to put his hands on his head and then getting shot after he turns around to face Officer Garrett Marino. Now, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations has been called in, and Canton's police chief says he welcomes the investigation. U.S. Marshals calling a recent joint operation with Akron Police a success. They say Operation Triple Beam, which was focused on violent crime and repeat offenders, resulted in 135 arrests and 22 firearms seized over 30 days. Akron's new mayor will be sworn in on January 6th at E.J. Thomas Hall on the University of Akron campus. The ceremony for Shamus Malik will begin at 1 o'clock and then followed by a big community celebration later on that evening at House 330 on West Market Street. Even though the state's new voter-approved constitutional amendment protecting a woman's right to choose an abortion essentially makes a lawsuit disputing the state's heartbeat bill moot, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is calling the state Supreme Court, asking them to weigh in on two procedural issues. One is whether the state can appeal a preliminary injunction, and the other is whether clinics or doctors can sue over patient rights. Cavs on the road tonight playing the Heat. That's at 8 o'clock. Be listening right here. And then Sunday, we're going to have the Browns hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 o'clock. Your Storm Watch weather forecast coming up.
All right. Sounds good, Gene. Thank you. 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. Moving along. on this Friday morning. Let's get Stephanie in here. She's got the update on traffic.
There's a crash on the East Market Street Bridge over Route 8. Be careful there. They have a tow truck on scene, so that should clear up soon. You have some congestion around the Central Interchange on 224 eastbound at 77 and on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224. Follow us on X at AkronTXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you, Stephanie, for the update. A warmer day today and tomorrow. Upper 50s today, cloudy conditions, maybe some sun sparking through there. Low tonight 48. Now tomorrow they say we might even hit 60, but showers in our Saturday forecast. 36, that's our current temperature. Here at 93.5, 1590 WAKR. We touched on it briefly last week. One of our stations here with Rubber City Radio Group, WQMX, they're a wonderful fundraiser they've done each and every year with Neopat. And over the weekend, last weekend, they raised over $80,000 for Neopat. And part of the presentation, they call it the Tree of Lights, which is just wonderful. And I have to tell you, to get into the holiday spirit, there's so many opportunities to see the lights, like wild lights at the Akron Zoo and all the different places. But just give a jaunt down West Market Street and look out here at our building at 1795 West Market Street. Wonderful new lights out here on the front. Our good friends at JW Dodano Electric has the lights up in front of the building for us. They're beautiful. They're green. Big Christmas tree with a star on top. It was part of the QMX Tree of Lights fundraiser, but it's also on right through the holiday season. It can't help but put you into a good mood for sure. And, speaking of fundraising, of course, and you've been hearing me talk about it throughout the week, it is our week for Share a Christmas for the Salvation Army of Summit County, raising dollars. Throughout the 2023 calendar year, we've had the campaign. We're coming into this week. We've raised over $11,000 for the Salvation Army, doing different things like shopping trips and a Guardians game in Pittsburgh and a movie presentation in Barberton and a Zips basketball game. We've done a lot of things to raise dollars, and it all culminates this week with our Share a Christmas campaign. Every dollar staying right here in Summit County. And I know all of us here at WAKR, myself and Sandy Bennett, Tim Doherty, Gene, and Stephanie, we really love it. And, of course, Kelsey and Dom, and we can go on, Joyce, all coming together. We've had so many meetings throughout the course of the year. Mason and Kurt putting together these wonderful packages for you to bid on and then helping out the Salvation Army. So, again, take notice, WAKR.net. Click on Share Christmas. You have until 6 o'clock today. Now, speaking of the Salvation Army, and kind enough to join us this morning, and we talk about the various programs that they put together that cost dollars to run these programs. And one of them I think is just outstanding. It's the Learning Zone. And kind enough to join me this morning live is Learning Zone Director Corinne Bailey with us this morning. And I want to talk about the educational programs that sometimes might not get highlighted a lot with everything that we talk about that the Salvation Army does. I think it's so important, and looking at the job that they do. And Corinne, thanks for joining me on the show this morning. Take us into
good morning.
Yeah, take us into the Learning Zone, okay?
Awesome. Okay, so our Learning Zone, we have around 45 students enrolled in our program, and that consists of a preschool child care center and also a school-age program. We serve children directly in the Akron area that are ages 18 months to 12 years old, so they can be with us for quite a long time. And our programs have been around for over 20 years, which I think is a really big accomplishment to have right here in our community. But what I think is really special about the Learning Zone program is while we want to focus our attention on that child or children that we have enrolled, we also focus our attention on the entire family, which you don't get at other child care centers because we get to offer those wraparound services, and that can include our ministry and our social services. So not just, the child care in the Learning Zone, but you get all of those different aspects when you're with the Salvation Army. So I think that's super special and something that is very different across the board in the community that you might not have.
Corinne Bailey is with us. She is the director of the Learning Zone. So we talk about the kids involved during the academic year. Talk about some of the work that gets done inside that Learning Zone, Corinne, and segue that in to the training and the supervisors in the program and how serious and passionate you guys are.
Absolutely. So we have some teachers there that have actually been there for over 20 years, which I think is just wonderful. She knows the program inside and out. All of our teachers have specific trainings that they have to do annually, and they also put themselves out there to take more training just to better themselves and understand the need that the children have and how education is always changing kind of at the drop of a hat. So we want to stay up to date on those trainings with the kids. And all of our students have assessments done a few times a year. So that's super important just to kind of make sure there's no learning loss that's happening, and especially in our school-age summer camp when Akron Public Schools, they go on their summer break. We offer a school-age camp that has so much hands-on learning that is super important because we don't want those children to have that summer learning loss. So they have a lot of different experiences. They go on field trips every week. They get to practice some gardening at our Boost Gardens right down the road from our location. But we want to focus on that academic enrichment with them so that, you know, they go into their next school year well prepared. There's no falling backwards, and we want to project them forward. So we find that super important year-round with all of our students. Technology has been something that's been super big in our preschool and child care center the past year. So even our little children, going into kindergarten, they're expected to know how to use a Chromebook, a laptop, which I think is amazing, but also a big they have to work really hard to be able to understand how to use a computer. But we have new tablets and different kind of tables that actually track their different types of learning. So they have language and literacy, they have social emotional skills, math, different areas there that actually the system runs a report, and that gives it straight to our teachers to show them where those students are excelling and where we have an opportunity to work a little bit harder with them. So all of those things make it super important for us to be able to work on with our kids.
Boy, that is terrific. I didn't even realize it goes that deep. Great work. Corinne Bailey is with us, Learning Zone Director with the Salvation Army. So let's talk about the students, the children and such. How do they qualify? How do they get into the Learning Zone? And maybe talk about the age groups that you currently have in the Learning Zone.
Absolutely. Our students are such a light. Oh, my goodness. We just love them so much. Our students, to be able to attend our preschool, we do have scholarships available for our families. And by receiving those donations, that's how a family who might not be able to afford to put their student through childcare, that's how we would be able to enroll them into our program. And that creates the consistency for our student. And we want them to thrive on their routine, and our teachers will create a safe and loving environment for them. And we really want to show them that, there's a safe space to go to every day and to be able to just kind of have that home away from home, which is super important for our students. And like I said, those students, they can be anywhere from 18 months up to 5 years old in our preschool. And then in our school-age program, they can be in kindergarten up through about 5th grade.
Corinne Bailey with us, Learning Zone Director. Hey, Corinne, before I let you go this morning, and thank you so much. Boy, what an education and insight into what you do. If I have some listeners out there listening to what you had to say about the Learning Zone and want more information, what's the best way to specifically get a hold of you?
Yeah, so actually just visit our website, salvationarmyakron.org. There is a specific landing page for our Learning Zone right on there, and they're able to get in touch with me straight through there.
Perfect. Corinne, thanks for all that you do, and you and your staff and touching these kids. You're changing kids' lives each and every day through this program. It's just terrific. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ray.
Corinne Bailey with us, Learning Zone Director at the Salvation Army. Tell me if that doesn't hit the heart of what they're doing there. And that's what this is all about when we talk about Share a Christmas and raising dollars for the Salvation Army. Those programs right there with those kids, that's changing lives from when they're young, giving them discipline, teaching them pads. And you heard her say they go on field trips and they're teaching them the gardens and stuff. And that doesn't happen without the dollars in the program. So one, take part, volunteer, ring the bells at the Red Kettle Drive, give at the Red Kettles when you see them, and make a bid on one of our great auction items we have at our Share a Christmas. WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas. You can bid right up until 6 o'clock this afternoon. Today is the final day. 18 minutes after 7 o'clock at WAKR. Traffic time again. Here's Stephanie in the newsroom.
There's a crash on the East Market Street Bridge over Route 8. Be careful there. They have a tow truck on scene, so that should clear up soon. You have some congestion around the Central Interchange on 224 eastbound at 77 and on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. A warmer day today. Sun cloud mix, upper 50s, 48 for a low tonight. Tomorrow we might hit 60. Showers in the forecast for Saturday. We're 36 degrees here at 93.5, 1590 WAKR. One of the items and one of the showcase items with our Share Christmas campaign this year is the Goodyear Blimp Ride for Two. It's available for the auction. It's wonderful, it's smooth, it's quiet, it goes over all of Akron. Great picture opportunities, and you get to use this blimp ride sometime in the next 12 months on a mutually agreed upon date. So bid on the Goodyear Blimp Ride. That bid, by the way, is currently at $1,950. $1,950. Get involved and bid now on these items. WAKR.net. Share a Christmas.
Electrifying our future. Haywood Electric has been serving Northeast Ohio since 1999, specializing in commercial, industrial, and residential electrical services, along with generator installs and more. Their service fleet provides emergency service 24/7, 365. When you need electrical repairs or service at an exceptional price from a company built on integrity, call Haywood Electric at 330-745-0021. Haywood Electric is an IBEW and NECA contractor. Electrifying our future.
When everything matters, Meaden and More provides you with the expertise to solve today's challenges while understanding the importance of your strategy, vision, your team, and everything else that matters. Go to meadenandmore.com to learn more.
Tiffany's Bakery is baking something sweet for you. Come in today and enjoy delicious cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastries created from traditional recipes perfected over 45 years. Tiffany'sBakeryAkron.com.
Hello, I'm Jeff Kaiser, CEO of Haven of Rest Ministries, located in downtown Akron. For 80 years, Haven of Rest has been providing vital services to many who are struggling in life. Men, women, and women with children come to the mission seeking help from addiction, homelessness, abuse, or a variety of other problems that they face daily. As a Christian organization, we want to become a beacon of light to our guests by offering them hope, love, compassion, and programs to help put them on a path that can lead to a better future. As we celebrate this Christmas season, we are reaching out to you for your continued support as we provide meals, clothing, and shelter for our guests. I am always reminded that addiction, homelessness, and abuse do not take a vacation, even during the holidays. For more information on how you can help, please go to havenofrest.org or call us at 330-535-1563, and may you and your family have a blessed Christmas.
Christmas comes just once a year at Gale House Tree Farms in Doylestown. Help Gale House Tree Farms celebrate their 91st year of selling beautiful Christmas trees of all shapes and sizes. Cut your own from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. every day, or pick a ready-cut tree from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit their treehouse and browse through fresh green wreaths, decorations, and more. And the kids can see the real reindeer. Gale House Tree Farms on the corner of Coal Bank and Gale House Roads, south of Doylestown. Online at GaleHouseTreeFarms.com.
Step back in time and join the Firestone Community Learning Center in the Feast of Traditional British Carvery. The Madrigal Singers will take you on a joyous holiday journey featuring members of the Royal Court who'll be singing songs with a festive spirit. A full English dinner and dessert will be catered by Don Yacy's at White Pond. The holiday event is Saturday, December 16th at Firestone CLC at 7 p.m. Tickets are $50 and on sale now at akronschools.hometownticketing.com.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
It's on in the car. Doesn't matter if the kids are listening. It's family friendly.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. And that's where you go, WAKR.net, to bid on Share Christmas. We have that weekend camping package, by the way, put together by General RV in the Muskegum Watershed at Atwood Lake State Park. And this is a wonderful introduction to the RVing life, or if you just want to get outdoors and hike and enjoy the wonderful late fall, early winter season, or you can use it into next spring as well. You get to use the general RV and you just pull up at Lake Atwood, get the keys, you go on in, you enjoy it for the weekend, you lock it up and leave. You don't have to pack up, you don't have to haul it there. It's just wonderful package, good introduction, and maybe it could lead into other things with you with RV and such. But regardless, you get to enjoy the outdoors. Bid on that package. Current bid on that, by the way, is currently $500. Go to WAKR.net, WAKR.net, and click on Share a Christmas. You know, it is the time of the year where you're getting things ready to go, right, for the holiday season. And that means many of you are bringing the poinsettia plants into the house and using them for decoration. And yesterday on the show, our master gardener joined us in studio, and one of our listeners said, I can't keep mine alive. It keeps shedding its leaves. And Jean hit that question.
It could be that it is being underwatered and the house is very warm and dry. I mean, that is more logical than overwatering. When it's overwatered, most all of the leaves will go limp at once. And yes, they might turn yellow, but they won't recover. The leaves will fall off. If it's too hot and dry and it's not kept moist, evenly moist, you know, that's like perfect soil, perfect drainage, evenly moist. How do you hit that? You know, it's like magic. How do you do it? Well, it's a case of water it more often, and don't water it in those foil cups that they come in.
Oh, really?
Take it to the sink. Let the water run through it so you know it has enough water. Because if you keep it in the foil cups, it will hold water, and then you definitely will overwater it. They don't leak.
That's interesting.
And the water doesn't go anywhere. It stays in the bottom, so they're drowning. So don't do that. Absolutely not. But I know it's more decorative and more celebratory, and it's part of the decoration.
Well, it's easier to do that way, but what you're saying, take an extra couple of minutes and do it the right way.
Pick it up and take it to a sink somewhere and let the water run through. But that's the way to water most anything. Let the water run through, and that way you know it's thoroughly watered. So if you have a question, did I water it enough or too little? Seeing the water come out the bottom answers your question.
Okay.
And then the finger, some plants want you to put your finger in an entire inch. I mean, that's pretty deep for a finger test. So usually you just go through the top, and if you can feel any dampness at all, you can wait a day, 2 days, even till the rest of the end of the week. So
this is a plant that originated, correct me if I'm wrong, Jean, in Mexico at least.
Central America.
So I imagine the warmth inside a house isn't the big problem. It sounds like maybe more of a watering problem.
Oh, it's definitely a watering problem, except since they're an outdoor plant, indoors there's no humidity. So there's where the dryness comes in, not necessarily the underwatering or overwatering. It's just the no humidity. Okay. And drafts. Drafts are deadly for it. If it's a cold draft or if it's a warm draft, something air coming from the register on the floor from the furnace, or if it's a draft from a window, and they want bright light.
That's what I was going to ask. How much sun does the poinsettia need?
You can enjoy them through January into February, and then when the end of February and March comes, you think, well, should I trim this up? You know, should I start cutting it back? It's getting leggy. Well, yeah, because cut it back, make it look trim, and let the new buds on the at every leaf node. You can see the new buds coming out on the stem. That'll come out despite whatever you do, but trim it back to the good ones and let it grow. You can plant it out in your garden beds, and it's a nice little green bush. And then let it die in the frost. You don't have to worry about it. It's always best to get them fresh. But if you want to try it, it's easy to do as long as you have a room that no one goes into in the evening. Because covering it with a paper bag is you just will not remember. And they like regimen. They like the same thing every day. Darkness.
Master Gardener Jean Peremsky doing a little education on the poinsettia plant and how to keep it alive inside the household. 28 minutes after 7. Let's get your traffic update again with Stephanie.
The crash on East Market Street over Route 8 has been cleared. You have slowdowns around the Central Interchange on 224 eastbound at 77, on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224, and on 77 northbound at Gent. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you, Stephanie. A warmer day today, upper 50s. Cloudy tonight, 48, and tomorrow warm, maybe 60, with a chance of rain throughout the day. 36 is our current temperature at WAKR, 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. Out of the NFL last night, how about the Steelers losing back-to-back weeks to teams with 2 wins? Last week they lost to Arizona. Last night they lost to the New England Patriots by the score of 21-18. Browns take on Jacksonville Sunday, 1 o'clock with that kickoff here on WAKR. We'll join the network at 11. And tonight we got Cavaliers basketball as they'll take on the Miami Heat down in South Florida. We'll join that network tonight at 7:30. 8 o'clock with the tip-off. And by the way, the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn, on board with us with 3-pointers coming up at 8:40 this morning. We're at 36 degrees. Gene Destro live from our newsroom next at WAKR.
What do you mean he's not coming in? This is our busiest time.
The mixologist at Claude's Bar is moving to Manhattan.
I'm already down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of
Now he needs an equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For all your plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, and restoration needs, better call Wilson.com.
The information you need, the sports you follow, and the music you love. 93.5, 1590 WAKR, Akron. Keeping you informed with another news update from the WAKR newsroom.
Good morning. This is the 7:30 report. I'm Gene Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road Overpass Bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction, who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder, related to the incident which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. In Canton, police have released body cam footage of one of their officers fatally shooting a suspect who had allegedly pulled a firearm during an argument. Channel 3 News reports the video shows 24-year-old Zachary Fornash walking away after being ordered by police to put his hands on his head and then getting shot after he turns around to face Officer Garrett Marino. Now the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations has been called in, and Canton's police chief says he welcomes the investigation. U.S. Marshals calling a recent joint operation with Akron police a success. They say Operation Triple Beam, which was focused on violent crime, resulted in 135 arrests and 22 firearms seized in 30 days. Akron Public Schools outlining plans to close 3 schools and relocate some other students when they meet with community members. They did this last night. That plan, though, still has to be approved by the Akron School Board. A Parma woman who made national headlines when she threw a hot bowl of food in a Chipotle worker's face has now been given a choice: 90 days in jail or 30 days behind bars, plus 60 days walking in that worker's shoes by working in a fast food restaurant. 39-year-old Rosemary Hain took the fast food option, so as the judge put it, she can now learn how people should treat people. Akron's historic Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens is going to be featured on PBS's popular Antiques Roadshow in 3 episodes during their upcoming new season. Be on the lookout for the local landmark in 3 episodes next spring, April 22nd, April 29th, and May 6th. Cavs on the road tonight, playing the Miami Heat at 8 o'clock. Then Sunday, it's the Browns hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 p.m. Now let's go to CBS for a report.
CBS News Brief. A new federal indictment against Hunter Biden. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
The indictment alleges that Hunter Biden knew exactly what he was doing, that instead of paying his taxes, he paid for a lavish lifestyle.
President's son accused of stiffing the IRS of more than $1 million. There's been no comment from the White House. As the Israel-Hamas war enters its third month today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken's made his strongest comments yet on casualties in Gaza.
There does remain a gap between exactly what I said when I was there, the intent to protect civilians, and the actual results that we're seeing on the ground.
Hamas still holding 130 hostages. A not so surprising announcement from Vladimir Putin at a medal ceremony for Russian soldiers. He says he'll run for a new 6-year term for president. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. Time now to honor our WAKR student athletes of the week. Our Student Athlete of the Week program is powered by our good friends at NECA IBEW and Akron Children's Hospital. This week we go to Revere High School to honor a couple of talented student athletes. And our female Student Athlete of the Week at Revere High School is Kayla Smith. Kayla is a senior who stars on the soccer and swim teams. Last swim season, she placed first in the Suburban League Championships in the 50 freestyle and the 100 backstroke, along with helping her 400 freestyle relay team finish second. In addition, she was named first team All-Suburban League in the American Conference last season. She is a 4-year varsity letter winner in girls soccer as well. She was voted a captain by her teammates for her senior year. Kayla carries a 3.95 GPA and gives back to the community by helping to coach the 2nd and 3rd grade girls academy. Congratulations to Kayla Smith from Revere High School. Let's present our male Student Athlete of the Week from Revere, and that's Jeffrey Boyle. Jeffrey is a major contributor to the state runner-up boys soccer team this past season. He served as the team captain, terrific leader for the team, was a big part of the team's success. Jeff finished his career as a 4-year letter winner. Career stats are 15 goals, 13 assists. Also excels in that classroom. He's a 4.27 GPA. Jeffrey Boyle. Congratulations to Kayla and Jeffrey from Revere High School, our 2 Student Athletes of the Week. And again, I urge you to go to WAKR.net, WAKR.net, and check out all of our Student Athletes of the Week, including Kayla and Jeffrey, and our Student Athlete of the Week program. It is powered by our good friends at NECA IBEW and Akron Children's Hospital. Let's get you traffic and weather now. Here's Stephanie on the update on traffic.
You have slowdowns on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224, on 224 eastbound at 77, around the Central Interchange, and on 77 northbound at Gent. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thanks for the update. Warmer day today with some sun and cloud mix. High temperature upper 50s. Cloudy tonight, 48. Showers tomorrow, 61. We're currently 36 degrees this morning. 23 in front of 8 o'clock. It's the Ray Horner Morning Show. 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
WAKR's Share a Christmas is running now at WAKR.net. Bid on incredible experiences to enjoy or to give as a unique holiday gift, like a Guardians game in the Mike Hargrove Suite, Goodyear blimp rides, a foursome at Firestone, a behind-the-scenes tour of the Akron Zoo, a VIP experience with the rubber ducks, and many more. All money raised stays right here in Summit County so the Salvation Army can help others. Share a Christmas from Barberton Tree Service, the Cleveland Orchestra, Roof to Roof, and Leangelo's Pizzeria. Bid now at WAKR.net.
Power up with Thompson Electric. Thompson Electric is a full-service electrical contractor for all your industrial needs. Started in 1977 by father and son, Thompson Electric has grown to be one of the largest electrical contractors in Ohio. They offer electrical contracting and emergency services for commercial, industrial, institutional, substation, transmission, distribution, and projects of all sizes. Their trained, insured electricians from IBEW can do the job quickly and efficiently. 24/7 service available. ThompsonElectric.com.
Grace Baptist Church would like to invite WAKR listeners to listen to their Sunday morning program beginning at 8:30 a.m. Grace Baptist Church also extends an open invitation to visit their church to introduce you to their pastoral staff. Grace Baptist Church is located at 704 North Firestone Boulevard in the heart of Firestone Park. Tune in to 1590 WAKR this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for the Grace Baptist Church program. Grace Baptist Church, growing in grace as we grow with you. Visit the website at gracebaptistakron.org.
Looking for a tasty gift that everyone will love? Then give the best of what Ohio has to offer. A delicious specially packed gift box from Schisler's Cheese in Orville. Hi, this is Dennis Schisler, and for as little as $35, we can put together a beautiful gift box filled with the very best Amish cheeses like Baby Swiss, Amish butter cheese, cheddar, and more, along with chocolates and even our hand-packed trail bologna. Our gift boxes make a wonderful family or corporate gift, and our experts will personally assist you in creating one. We can even personalize it for you and ship it to anywhere in the U.S. and beyond. So this holiday season, give a gift that will taste great with a gift box from Schisler's Cheese House. I personally guarantee your satisfaction. Come visit us on Route 30 and Kidron Road in Orville or online at cheesehouse.com. Please get your Christmas orders in by December 18th.
There's never been a better time to shop for a new Kia than right now.
It's Vanderveer Kia's year-end sales event.
While they last, Vanderveer Kia has a fantastic selection of new Kias at our lowest prices of the year.
Including 3 brand new Kia models, all under $199 a month.
Or buy with 0 down and make no payments until March.
Plus, Vanderveer is paying up to $4,000 over book value for trade-ins.
Bring in any trade and save up to $10,000 off a new Kia.
Vanderveer Kia even has interest rates as low as 0.9%.
And at Vanderveer, 100% credit approval is our goal.
Choose from 3 brand new Kias for under $199 a month.
24-month leases with $19.95 due at signing.
Or buy a new Kia with 0 down and make no payments until March.
It's the season of giving back at Vanderveer Kia during the year-end sales event.
328 West Market Street, downtown Akron.
10,000-mile per-year leases with $19.95 due at signing. Security deposit waived. Textile license and processing extra with approved credit. Offer ends 12/31/23.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
Listen to him every morning.
I just like listening.
I like the morning show.
Best show ever. I listen to it every morning.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. Share Christmas into its final day. You can bid on our great items up until 6 o'clock at WAKR.net. WAKR.net. Click on Share Christmas. For example, we have a football that has huge autographs of Jim Brown, the greatest to ever play the game, and Bernie Kosar, both on the same ball. That's rare. And we also have a cake lovers package that is getting a lot of interest. This is a cake a month from Reeves Cake Shop. So check out those 2 packages and all the packages we've put together with you for Share a Christmas. Every dollar stays right here in Summit County to the Summit County Salvation Army. We're 19 in front of 8 o'clock. Want to bring in my morning show golf pro Dan Dock with us. Of course, Dan is joining us this morning. He's helped us put together our golf guide. He's at Windmill Lakes. He's the director of golf out there. Dan, I thought this is the time of the year when a lot of people are putting together unique packages and presents. And I thought about the golfer in our families and getaways. And we often hear about the trip to Myrtle Beach or the trip to South Carolina or the trip to Florida. And I know you're on the into the world of golf. If people are just starting down this road, I guess talk about the golf destination. Is Myrtle Beach still the place to go, and why would that be?
You know what? I would. There's so many options anymore. That I hear. Myrtle Beach is fantastic. I worked there for 6 months one winter, and I mean, there's still a lot. Your weather once again can be iffy in the winter, though. So I mean, anytime you're going to South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Pinehurst, Myrtle Beach in the off season, it's hit and miss with the weather. But I mean, it's still going to be much better than here, even if it's 50 degrees. But it still could be a little bit chilly. So a lot of times people will wait till March, April. I mean, if you really want to get the warm weather, Orlando, Naples, even the Bahamas, anywhere, you can go to Phoenix, Las Vegas, any of those places, you're kind of guaranteed pretty good weather in the wintertime. Still in the Phoenix and Las Vegas areas, still could be a little bit chillier. But anywhere you go anymore, you can find some fantastic golf courses. You can find pretty good trips that are priced pretty reasonably too, if you look through it. But and there's a lot of services that actually do it for you. I don't know off the top of my head, but if you Google it in our area, or I could certainly find out for you. But there's a lot of nice services that I talk to people that they go through that will book the trip from start to finish, and that's not a bad way because they kind of know the ropes already, know the good, know the bad, and kind of save you some of the learning curve in that regard.
So Dan, if we're looking at buying that golfer a golf trip, and let's say we're going to book it for the spring and surprise them at Christmas, and let's say they pick, for example, the Myrtle Beach area. A little education here, since you worked down there for a little bit. Talk about the degree of difficulty of courses. You don't have to be specific with courses, but do they have a wide range of courses depending upon your skill set with golf, and also as lodging? And is that a good place to go to enjoy, like restaurants and all that stuff? Talk a little bit about that if people are looking at that destination for a golf trip for someone for a Christmas present to be used in 2024, or maybe there's a different location that you say might be just as good.
No, absolutely. There's all kinds of levels of golf courses. Yeah, and I think they're all down there. I would say they're made to be a little bit more enjoyable. I can't remember playing one that I said, oh my goodness, the average golfer has no chance of playing this golf course. Every one of them seems like they're a little friendlier than I've seen in the past. There might have been, a handful that are a little bit more difficult. I mean, the lodging and the restaurants, and you have the ocean right there. I mean, fantastic. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff to do, all kinds of nightlife to go to at the same time. So you kind of get the best of both worlds down there. Once again, I think you can get there in about 10 and a half hours. So I hear a lot of people drive it, and I hear a lot of people say, no, it's only a short little flight, so that some people will actually drive in. Jekyll Island's right down there, too, in Georgia. I have a friend of mine who goes down there all the time. They love it. So, but Polly's Plantation down there right by Myrtle Beach is a good one, too, and there's a lot of golf courses that are within 5 minutes. I mean, it's not like you're driving all over the Strand down there in Myrtle Beach to find the different facilities. Hilton Head's another one of my favorites. A little bit more expensive, Hilton Head Island down there in South Carolina, but once again, the same thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's so many golf courses, good for all levels of golf. Once again, the Hilton Head's a little more expensive than Myrtle Beach, but you can certainly find some competitive packages, especially if you're willing to do it in the off season, a little bit in the wintertime. But it's definitely, once again, it's great just getting away. And even if it's a little cold, but getting away in the winter, I think we all need to do it and wind down a little bit.
Dan, you mentioned this a couple of moments ago, that degree of difficulty, if it's a husband and wife, or it's some beginners, or maybe they're pretty skilled golfers. Do you just Google that with like, say, Myrtle Beach or Hilton Head or wherever that might be, and that will be laid out for them? Or I like what you had to say, as they actually have planners for those golf trips that are available.
Correct, and that would be probably a good thing. Another thing is talking to people that have been there. I mean, it's hard for me to talk to a golfer that comes in and hasn't been to Myrtle Beach. But, anybody wants to call me at Windmill, I'll be more than happy to talk them through a couple of the golf courses you might want to avoid if you're looking for, whether you want an easier golf course, a hotter golf course, one of the best conditioned golf courses. But you're exactly right. Some of those services will kind of guide you in the same way that have been doing it for years and years, and say, here, these are the courses you want to do. They put these on your trip. I know they're in great shape right now. They have a little bit more local knowledge and say, okay, these people overseed at this time of the year. You might want to avoid that, but there's a lot of ways to kind of go about that to figure it out. So, but you'll find the good courses. I don't think you can find a real bad one, to be honest with you. So I think you'll do just fine in booking something like that, and I think you'll definitely enjoy it. It's definitely going to be a good trip.
All right, perfect, my friend. Thank you for the time, the minutes with us again. Welcome back, and I'll reconnect with you next week.
Thanks, Ray. Have a good weekend.
You too. Dan Dock with us again. He is the director of golf at Windmill Lakes, and really one of our producers with our WAKR Golf Guide. And check that out with all the golf course. And, of course, right now you're into the off season. But if you're looking at golf courses, once we crank it back up again, we've got degree of difficulty on the courses. We have a lot of things laid out. All the courses in Summit, Medina, and Portage Lakes out there for you on the WAKR Golf Guide. Here's Stephanie on traffic.
Slowdowns in the usual areas on 77 northbound at Gent, around the Central Interchange, on 224 eastbound at 77, and on 77 northbound from Arlington to 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thanks, Stephanie. Looking at that forecast, warmer day today, upper 50s, cloudy 48 tonight, and warmer day tomorrow. How about 60 possibly? But rain in our forecast tomorrow. We're currently 36 degrees at 93.5, 1590 WAKR. Well, we've talked all about the specific packages that organizations, groups, businesses have put together to really power our share of Christmas for the Salvation Army. And one of them is our good friends with the Akron Rubber Ducks. And you folks know, here in the Summit County area, Ken Babby, Jim Fander, his whole crew, they don't say no. You come to them with an idea, okay, let's do it. They are community-driven. And when I talked to Jim about the package, he said, okay, let's do it again. And we've got things planned with the Rubber Ducks for 2024 as well. And GM of the Rubber Ducks, Jim Fander, joins me live right now on WAKR. And Jim, first of all, thank you for the donation of the Rubber Ducks VIP Experience Package, which includes the diamond seats, the tour of Canal Park, and the ceremonial first pitch. So a big thank you from all of us, WAKR and the Salvation Army. And I guess talk a little bit about the package that you've put into the hopper for Share at Christmas.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for asking, and thanks so much for doing this. WAKR, Rubber City Radio Group, does such a great job with this annual event, the Salvation Army. And, I know it was such a big place in Mark Viviano's heart, who, recently passed away, but this was his baby. And so just for us to be able to be part of it, to help out, obviously the Salvation Army and WAKR Share Christmas is just amazing. So thanks for asking us. But we're excited about this package. We tried to do things that you can't buy. You couldn't walk into the Rubber Ducks front office and say, hey, I'd love a VIP experience, right? So this is something you can't buy. It's something that, if you are a baseball fan, this is the ultimate gift. So it's a chance to obviously throw out the first pitch on the field. That's, check that box. That's pretty cool, right? Not a lot of people get a chance to do that. But then you're sitting in the best seats in the house. And these, if you have been to the stadium recently, these are the orange seats that are behind home plate, behind each of the dugouts. Best seats in the house with the best view. And then, of course, you get a pregame tour. So you get a chance to see kind of what a lot of people don't have a chance to see is underneath the stadium. You have a chance to see where the players are working out. You have a chance to go by the clubhouse to see the batting cages. I mean, really have a chance to see kind of how the Guardians players in their system get ready for a game. And obviously with the Rubber Ducks, you get a chance to see Gavin Williams before he makes it to the big leagues. And, he was our opening day starter this year, and he was part of the Rubber Ducks team, for the past, I don't know, probably the equivalent of months, and now he's, back in, he's up in the big leagues. So it's a really cool program. Thrilled to be a part of it, and thanks so much for inviting us to Ray to just, to be just someone that could help raise funds for such a great cause.
Yeah, and those diamond seats, and Jim put me and my family in those seats for a game last summer. You're right there. I mean, you're basically right behind home plate enjoying the game. And then, as Jim mentioned, the behind-the-scenes tour of Canal Park, there's a lot of things inside that park you don't realize is there. And then, of course, throwing out the first pitch. And, Jim, you were there the night that the crafty lefty here got out there on that bump and tossed it in, right?
Well, we had a problem with our radar gun that night. I'm not sure what happened. I think you may have broken it. So we had to go call Cleveland to make sure we had the radar guns working because of the guy throwing out the first pitch. But what an experience, though. I mean, and especially at Akron, you have a chance to be so close to the field, no matter where you see it sit. But being out there on the mound and having that experience, and Ray talked about it like. It's different. I mean, you could be in your backyard playing catch, with Rocco or whomever, But when you get out there, it's 60 feet 6 inches is a long way.
Well, and you helped me, too. You said, hey, listen, you said you think you're throwing low, but throw it higher than you want. I remember you told me that. So I got out there, and you were exactly right. So I threw it a little bit high, and I think the radar gun wasn't working because my throw was so bad I think I hit the gun. But, yeah, it's a great experience. And, Jim, you're right, though. It's an experience I'll never forget. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you letting me do that last year, or I think it might have been 2 years ago down at Canal Park. So, again, man, thanks again for everything you and Ken and the staff does for all of us throughout the course of the year. You guys never say no, and this package is a perfect example of it. Thanks for being part of Share Christmas. I know you have had a whirlwind week, so I'm going to let you go. But thanks for joining me this morning, my friend. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I have to share a story, though, Ray.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
You talk about a whirlwind week. I was in Nashville with the baseball winter meetings, and, really slow week. Everybody's waiting to see where Shohei Ohtani is going, and there was just a lot of reporters milling around waiting for something to happen. And one of the coolest moments of the week is when the Guardians, won the draft. He got the first pick, and I happened to see Johnny Mack right after John McDonald, who was representing the team when they got the first pick. And I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen Chris Antonetti smile that much. He was so excited, the entire organization excited, and what an amazing thing to happen for Cleveland. So a 2% chance, and it happened. So to be there, to be a fly on the wall, to see that all play out in front of you. You talk about experiences and things that Mike can't buy. That was part of it, and that was really, really cool for us. And as obviously working, just being fortunate enough in this industry to go to the winter meetings and be a part of it, that was really cool. But to see that play out and to see the unbridled joy on the faces of not only Chris but in the entire Guardians front office staff was really cool to see. So it's going to be an exciting season. I can't wait to see who we pick. Now we got to wait till July until they have the draft, but this could be a franchise altering pick, and it was just fun to be a fly on the wall. So you talk about great experiences, and hopefully we can do something maybe as exciting when you come to a Rubber Ducks game and you part of the WAKR Share Christmas.
Well, two things out of that. One, I'm surprised Johnny Mack doesn't have a neck brace on the way Antonetti got a hold of them here after I saw the video that I've never, Chris is pretty subdued, and I've never seen him so animated there with that. And number two, that number one pick that will be picked by the Guardians, whoever it is, at some point is going to be right down the street at Canal Park.
Yeah, well, you look at the past number one picks. I almost said the Steelers. The Pirates had the number one pick. They picked Paul Skeens, and he made his way to Cleveland. I'm sorry, to Akron with the Altoona Curve, and then Jackson Holliday, who was the first overall pick with the Orioles, made his way through Akron last year as well. So, I mean, these guys are coming, and they come through. It's fun to watch them play. It's fun to watch and the fanfare that's around them. And, it was just shocking to me because, you think about, the history of the Cleveland franchise, right? And, over 100 years they've been in play, and they've never had the first pick, ever. Mm-hmm. And so for the Guardians to get that opportunity, boy, how exciting is it going to be? When they make that pick and when they bring that youngster up, and we'll have a chance to see him first in Akron. So again, you talk about experiences and seeing things before everybody else, and that's minor league baseball, and especially coming to downtown Akron and coming to Canal Park, you'll have a chance to see that first round pick. But just how exciting! I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I mean, the Guardians camp was buzzing. Obviously for the rest of the way back, and even on the flight back from Cleveland or to Cleveland, they were just so excited. So it was just fun to be a part of that, and fun to be a kind of a fly on the wall and see it all unfold in front of me.
Jim, the some of those Guardians/Indians teams were atrocious in the 70s. So some people might say, well, how in the world did they not get the number one pick in the 70s when those teams were bad? I went back and did some research, and back then they used to rotate between American and National League with the worst records on who would get the number one draft pick. And it would just work out that when the Indians at that time would have the worst record in baseball in the American League, it was a National League season. So they've ended up with the number 2 pick 5 different times, but you're spot on. They've never ended up with the number 1 pick because at those times when they had the worst record, it was the National League's turn to have the number 1 pick.
You know what? And it's funny. I didn't know that. I had to. I'm like, you think about the teams growing up. You know, when you were a young kid and you know, really just getting indoctrinated into baseball. And you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, that is. You know, we had some difficult years, but you know, finally getting that first pick. And you know what? That's what's so great about the lottery, is doing it the right way. And Cleveland has done it the right way. You know, they didn't strip down and rebuild like the Astros did, you know, like the Orioles did, where they're, you know, losing games on purpose. I mean, they continue to be competitive, continue to put a great team out there. And I think they got rewarded. I mean, you know, there's something with karma that says, you know, you play the game the right way, you do it like Cleveland does, you set the tone for, and you set the tone for the rest of baseball. And that's why you've seen so many executives kind of get poached from the Cleveland organization and help them run other teams. And you look at Carter Hawkins as the GM now in Chicago with the Cubs. That's what he did, right? He took what he learned in Cleveland and he took it there. And obviously Ross Atkins and Mark Shapiro up with Toronto Blue Jays. You know, Darren Falvey, who is now with the Minnesota Twins. You've seen that tree because Cleveland does it the right way, and we're so fortunate to have that organization and that incredible front office that's just leading all of our baseball decisions. So really exciting to see them finally get rewarded, and I can't wait to see who they're going to pick.
I agree, my friend. Thanks for joining us this morning, Jim. Again, thanks for the package for the Rubber Ducks with Share Christmas. I appreciate the time.
You got it. Thanks so much, Ray.
You go. General Manager of the Akron Rubber Ducks, Jim Fender, joining us live this morning here on WAKR. That forecast, warmer day today, temperature upper 50s. We might get into the low 60s tomorrow, but rain forecast in our forecast for Saturday, upper 40s Sunday. We're 36 degrees here at WAKR.
Broadcasting live from the Akron Radio Center, this is 1590 and 93.5 WAKR, W228EL, Akron.
Hunter Biden's tax indictment.
The language jumping out at me is 4-year scheme.
Campus shooting investigation.
The suspect had a list of people he was seeking.
Christmas parade crash.
He just slammed on the gas, hit the gas full on.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan.
Good morning and welcome to our viewers here at WAOH.TV. I'm your morning host here at WAKR, Ray Horner, 93.5, 1590 WAKR. We've done some talking this morning, a little bit about baseball with GM of the Rubber Ducks, Jim Fender, who just got back from the baseball winter meetings, and he said, what enjoyment when it was announced that the Guardians had the number 1 pick in the July free agent draft, and Chris Antonetti and John McDonald and company just elated at the Guardians camp. And, of course, the Rubber Ducks are the AA affiliate of the Cleveland Guardians. And the Rubber Ducks are part of our Share a Christmas campaign. Today is the final day. So bid up until 6 o'clock at WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas for one of our fantastic packages. Every dollar raised goes directly to the Salvation Army. We also talked to our morning show golf pro Dan Dock from Windmill Lakes, and we were talking about maybe a Christmas present for the golfer or golfers in your family for a getaway in 2024, maybe in the spring to go to Myrtle Beach or Hilton Head Island or out to Arizona. And he said he recommended that you get a hold, and you can Google and find them. They actually have golf tour organizers in the Myrtle Beach and Arizona areas that will look at your degree of difficulty and get you on the proper courses, and also looking at your budget as well to make sure it fits. That was his recommendation. And we also honored a couple of student athletes this morning from Revere High School. Check them out at WAKR.net. I'm Ray Horner. Thanks for watching us, WAOH.TV, and of course listening, 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
Showed an eviction notice as well as a last testament.
There's been no let-up in the pressure on 3 university presidents over anti-Semitism on campus and their handling of questions from Congress. CBS's Scott McFarland says a House committee plans to dig deeper.
New York Republican Elise Stefanik, who led the questioning.
Calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
It depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes.
Has called on the university leaders to resign. Last night, the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, weighed in at the national menorah lighting.
We've seen the presidents of some of our most elite universities literally unable to denounce calling for the genocide of Jews as anti-Semitic. That lack of moral clarity is simply unacceptable.
The testimony also led Rabbi David Wolpe to step down from an anti-Semitism advisory committee at Harvard.
We were craving leadership and bluntness and clarity and directness. I did not feel as though I could stay in good conscience on the committee.
Now overseas, correspondent Ramy Inocencio has the latest on Israel's military offensive in southern Gaza.
At Nasser Hospital, the biggest in the south, this girl screamed, my brother," as casualties increased. Israel's military said it targeted Hamas militants emerging from a tunnel in the area, and Israeli media showed the army had detained some 150 Palestinians, men stripped down to their underwear and blindfolded, claimed to be suspected terrorists. In Israel, on the first night of Hanukkah, families of hostages lit a menorah in Tel Aviv with 138 branches, each representing a hostage still in captivity.
Today, the FDA is expected to approve the first gene-editing treatment to repair the gene that causes sickle cell disease, the painful condition that can shorten lifespan and affects mostly people of color. Johnny Lubin was a patient in the clinical trials.
I thought that was pretty cool, how I have, new cells. And I honestly hoped, I could get, some superpowers from it, like genetically engineered.
Doctors say the process reprograms cells to create fetal hemoglobin, which is more protective, and sufferers have less severe symptoms. 4 minutes after the hour.
Exergen.
Electrifying our future.
Haywood Electric has been serving Northeast Ohio since 1999, specializing in commercial, industrial, and residential electrical services, along with generator installs and more. Their service fleet provides emergency service 24/7, 365. When you need electrical repairs or service at an exceptional price from a company built on integrity, call Haywood Electric at 330-745-0021. Haywood Electric is an IBEW and NECA contractor.
Electrifying our future.
That cold Northeast Ohio weather is here, so make sure the roof on your home is ready. The team of local experts at Roof to Roof LLC is ready to help with low monthly payments and financing available on approval. Leaky roof or in need of replacement? Call Roof to Roof LLC at 234-312-9527. That's 234-312-9527. Or visit online at rooftoroofllc.com with the number 2, rooftoroofllc.com.
The information you need, the music you love, and the sports you follow. 93.5, 1590 WAKR, Akron.
3 people were hurt in Bakersfield, California, when a pickup truck in reverse slammed into them just before the start of the city's annual Christmas parade.
He just put it in reverse and just slammed on the gas and just took off. He was going, fast.
A 72-year-old man is under arrest. A 26-year-old woman's been arrested after allegedly trying to set fire to the Atlanta birth home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Fire Chief Darren Shirebaum says the woman poured gasoline on the property but was stopped from going further by people nearby.
Their quick action saved a jewel of our city, something very important to Atlanta.
The home is now owned by the National Park Service and had been opened for tours but was recently closed for renovations. The Federal Trade Commission is warning that scammers are using bogus QR codes to try to capture personal information. The black and white codes to be scanned by phones are used legitimately by places like restaurants to store menus. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scherr.
One way the FTC says that we can protect from this is not to scan QR codes when we don't expect them. That means especially emails or a random sign on the street.
In what's viewed as a stunning blow to the PGA Tour, reigning Masters champion Jon Rahm is bolting for the Saudi-backed LIV Tour in a reported $500 million deal. Joel Beal is a senior writer at Golf Digest.
He's very well respected both by his peers and fans. So for him to make the jump
kind of breaks that mold of live golf having a lot of the bad guys in golf.
This comes just 25 days before a deadline for the PGA Tour and the Saudi backers of LIV to finalize a commercial partnership agreement. Those talks are reported to be in jeopardy. We're learning a Cessna cargo plane took off last month, flew over Northern California for 12 minutes, and landed safely with no pilot, no one, in fact, on board. Reliable Robotics says the flight was supervised by a remote pilot about 50 miles away, a person who could have taken the controls if things went bad. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Looking for a tasty gift that everyone will love? Then give the best of what Ohio has to offer. A delicious specially packed gift box from Schisler's Cheese in Orville. Hi, this is Dennis Schisler, and for as little as $35, we can put together a beautiful gift box filled with the very best Amish cheeses like Baby Swiss, Amish butter cheese, cheddar, and more, along with chocolates and even our hand-packed trail bologna. Our gift boxes make a wonderful family or corporate gift, and our experts will personally assist you in creating one. We can even personalize it for you and ship it to anywhere in the U.S. and beyond. So this holiday season, give a gift that will taste great with a gift box from Schisler's Cheese House. I personally guarantee your satisfaction. Come visit us on Route 30 and Kidron Road in Orville or online at cheesehouse.com. Please get your Christmas orders in by December 18th.
A legendary singer has publicized a new effort with a very public performance.
London commuters couldn't agree more.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in.
Rod Stewart teamed up with pianist Jules Holland at London's St. Pancras Station and gave the crowd a preview of their new swing album. They brought an 18-piece band along with them. Swing Fever debuts February 23rd.
Almost like being in love.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Also in London, a court ruled today that Prince Harry's libel case against a newspaper about his security arrangements will go to trial. Harry's legal team had been looking to get the publisher's defense thrown out. And that's the CBS World News Roundup for the 8th of December, the broadcast produced by Paul Ferry. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
House 330 in Akron has restored and revitalized the iconic Tangier Cabaret. With more than 50 years of history, LeBron James Family Foundation's House 330 is open to the community daily. Drop in for a Starbucks coffee, visit the LeBron James Museum, the sweet shop or retail store, relax in the family room with co-workers or friends, or see the Meatloaf cover band Paradise on December 30th. For more information, visit house330.com. That's house330.com.
Ready to change your phone service? You gotta check out Boost Infinite Wireless at boostinfinite.com. You get their low-priced service and a brand new iPhone every year. And Boost Infinite's new technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1. So you get the best quality calls and data anywhere you are. No one can do that except Boost. Switch today at boostinfinite.com or call 855-55-BOOST. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Circle K is hiring. For all the details, go to CircleK.com today.
Keeping you informed with another news update from the WAKR Newsroom.
Good morning. The 8 o'clock report continues. I'm Jean Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road Overpass Bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction and who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland is now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder related to the incident, which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through Cleveland, East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. In Canton, police have released body cam footage of one of their officers fatally shooting a suspect who had allegedly pulled a firearm during an argument. Channel 3 News reports the video shows 24-year-old Zachary Fornash walking away after being ordered by police to put his hands on his head and then getting shot after he turns around to face Officer Garrett Marino. Now the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations has been called in, and Canton's police chief says he welcomes the investigation. U.S. Marshals calling a recent joint operation with Akron Police a success. They say Operation Triple Beam, which was focused on violent crime, resulted in 135 arrests and 22 firearms seized over 30 days. Akron Public Schools outlining plans to close 3 schools and relocate some other students when they met with community members last night. That plan, though, still has to be approved by the Akron School Board. Akron's new mayor will be sworn in on January 6th at E.J. Thomas Hall on the University of Akron campus. The ceremony for Shamus Malik will begin at 1 p.m. and then followed by a big community celebration later on that evening at House 330 on West Market Street. Well, something fun and festive is coming up in Peninsula this Sunday. It's their annual Reindeer Day from noon to 4 p.m. Santa's live reindeer will be on the Bronson Church Green, and they're going to have reindeer snacks, Rudolph noses, and antlers, and a whole lot more. Cavs on the road tonight playing the Miami Heat, 8 o'clock. Be listening for that here. Then Sunday, the Browns are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 p.m., and we will also have that game for you as well. Your Storm Watch weather forecast coming up.
All right. Sounds good, Gene. Thank you. 13 minutes after 8 o'clock. It's traffic and weather time again for you. Here's Stephanie with a traffic update.
Highways look pretty good. You have some congestion around the Central Interchange on 224 eastbound at 77 and on 77 northbound at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thank you. A warmer day for us today. Cloudy, some sun coming through, and boy, getting a nice dose of sun out here on West Market Street as we get into this 8 o'clock hour. Tomorrow even warmer. They're saying low 60s, but showers in our Saturday forecast. 36 is our current temperature here at 93.5, 1590 WAKR. And it's time to go to film school and bring in our good friend, Joe Fortunato, film study professor. And we're going to go back to the early 1990s and a moving drama that was just terrifically done. And yes, a Spielberg film. And let's bring in Joe Fortunato. And Joe, I'll let you take it from there, my friend.
Well, thanks, Ray, and good morning, everybody. And indeed, we have a big one today, and that's Schindler's List from 1993, celebrating its 30th anniversary. It actually had its premiere in December of 1993, and a wider release a couple months later in February. Of course, as you mentioned, it was directed by the great Steven Spielberg, co-written by Thomas Keneally based on his book, and Steven Zaillian. It starred Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, Ralph Fiennes. It won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Director. That was Steven Spielberg's first directing Oscar. It had eluded him for all those years before. It also won writing, cinematography, art direction, editing, music, you name it. It swept the Oscars. It was nominated for 4 more, including Liam Neeson for actor, Ralph Fiennes for supporting actor, costume, sound, makeup. It was certainly the Academy darling that year. It's ranked number 3 in the AFI's most inspiring movies of all time. It's ranked number 8 is the greatest movie of all time on the AFI list. And most consider it Steven Spielberg's greatest film achievement. In fact, Spielberg himself was convinced that the film would lose every cent of its $22 million budget. He was very surprised when it went on to gross over $320 million worldwide. It took him 10 years to make the film because he felt he wasn't really ready to tackle the subject of the Holocaust in 1983 when he was only 37 years old, and that's when the book kind of came to him. Adjusted for inflation, this is the highest-grossing black and white film of all time, which probably doesn't come as a surprise. But and like I mentioned before, it finally won Spielberg his Oscar for Best Director. And like I said, he himself kind of considers this the crowning achievement of his career. Also, and some people might not know this, at his insistence, all royalties and residuals and stuff from the movie that normally would have gone to Spielberg, he gave up. He said that would be blood money. So instead, all of the royalties and all the residuals that have been due to him over the years go to the Shoah Foundation, which records and preserves videotape testimonies of survivors of not just the Holocaust, but other genocides worldwide. He also refuses to autograph any material related to this film. So it definitely has an elevated place, not only in his canon of films, but in a lot of people because of the quality of the film and the seriousness of the subject matter.
Film study professor Joe Fortunato taking us to film school. And Joe, you mentioned black and white, and I thought maybe you could dive into this for the reason maybe that Spielberg went black and white. Was it because of the subject matter?
Yeah, indeed. And, there certainly was discussion, as it's kind of there almost always is when a modern film is made in black and white. People say, oh, you don't want to do that. It's going to cost box office and stuff. But, this was such a different kind of subject matter. He wanted that grittiness, and I hesitate to say realism because obviously we live in color, but there's certain grittiness and realism of black and white in terms of the stark nature. Now, a lot of people remember or are familiar with the little girl, the scene with the little girl in the red coat. That was sort of the only piece of color in the film other than the beginning and the end. And that was actually a story that came from Audrey Hepburn. She had told Spielberg that when they were, when she was in World War II, she saw this little girl while other people were loading onto trains, and it was etched in her memory, and it really struck Spielberg, and so he put that in the film. And the idea is, the symbolism behind that, because a lot of people always ask, is that here is this thing that was happening in the bigger sense, the Holocaust, that people were just ignoring. So here's this little girl that's quite visible on screen and should be visible to everybody in her surrounding, but she's just being ignored. She's just walking through. And that's kind of the symbolism there behind that. This was, probably the biggest year in Spielberg's career because he had both Jurassic Park, which of course went on to be the highest grossing film at the time, and Schindler's List. And he actually put it into his contract that he would make Jurassic Park first because Schindler's List was going to be so emotionally draining for him that he didn't think he'd be up to doing Jurassic Park afterwards. So he was actually working on the post-production of Jurassic Park at night, while during the day he was shooting Schindler's List. So it was quite a task, a Herculean task on his part, and he was so emotionally drained that he needed ways to kind of boost his morale. It said that he watched Seinfeld episodes at night to kind of give him a little bit of a laugh. He actually called his friend Robin Williams to have him tell him jokes and stuff and kind of lighten up the mood. So it was quite an interesting production that he went through, dealing with both of those movies at the same time. You can almost see sort of the bipolarness of that in his artistic endeavor.
Well, and Joe, when you look at, and you mentioned it earlier, casting, when you look at Neeson, Fiennes, and Kingsley, I mean, I don't know if you could pick better male actors to be into those three roles.
Yeah, and Harrison Ford was the first choice for the title role, but he declined, saying he didn't think people would get past his Indiana Jones persona to see the importance of the film, and I think he was right. Kevin Costner expressed an interest, even contacted Spielberg, saying he would do the part for free. But Spielberg went with the relatively, at the time, unknown Liam Neeson because he didn't want the star quality of the actor to overpower the character. One sort of I don't know, I hesitate to say fun in the context of this movie, but interesting little tidbit. Steven Spielberg never graduated from college. He never, he went to film school but didn't finish. So when he returned to Cal State Long Beach to earn his BA 30-some years after dropping out, his film professor accepted Schindler's List as his requirement to pass the class. And, of course, the film had already won Golden Globes and Oscars, and yet that was essentially Spielberg's senior thesis.
Well, it's a terrific movie, and I did not realize it's been all these years since, 30 years since Schindler's List was released, but urge you, if you haven't seen it in a while or maybe never seen it, to go back and watch it. It is really well done. It's intense, and it's a historical drama, but it's really, really good as well. This week, Joe Fortunato taking us to the road to Schindler's List as we go to film school. Joe, my friend, as always, thank you for the time and the visit. We'll do it again next Friday morning, Joe.
Thanks, Ray. I look forward to it.
There you go. Joe Fortunato, film study professor. He joins us Fridays on the show as he takes us to film school. 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
There's never been a better time to shop for a new Kia than right now.
It's Vanderveer Kia's year-end sales event.
While they last, Vanderveer Kia has a fantastic selection of new Kias at our lowest prices of the year.
Including 3 brand new Kia models, all under $199 a month.
Or buy with 0 down and make no payments until March.
Plus, Vanderveer is paying up to $4,000 over book value for trade-ins.
Bring in any trade and save up to $10,000 off a new Kia.
Vanderveer Kia even has interest rates as low as 0.9%.
And at Vanderveer, 100% credit approval is our goal.
Choose from 3 brand new Kias for under $199 a month.
24-month leases with $19.95 due at signing.
Or buy a new Kia with 0 down and make no payments until March.
It's the season of giving back at Vanderveer Kia during the year-end sales event.
328 West Market Street, downtown Akron.
10,000-mile per year leases with $19.95 due at signing. Security deposit waived. Textile license and processing extra with approved credit. Offer ends 12/31/23.
What do you mean he's not coming in? This is our busiest time.
The mixologist at Claude's Bar is moving to Manhattan.
I'm already down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of
Now he needs an equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's the holiday season, and Famous Footwear is stocked with all the styles your family wants from the brands you love at prices that fit everyone's list. Shop the comfiest Hey Dude shoes and coolest Crocs, or snag the perfect pair of Bear Paw boots and slippers. Plus, for a limited time, find the latest Nike styles for the whole family at savings of up to 30% off. Shop Famous.com or bring the whole family into a Famous Footwear near you and spread some cheer this holiday season with the gift of famously great shoes. Valid on select styles.
If you have questions about your fair housing rights, contact Fair Housing Contact Service at fairhousingakron.org. Again, that's fairhousingakron.org, because we all deserve a place to call home.
It's the film that introduced one of the greatest movie heroes of all time, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. This summer at Blossom, relive the magic of this classic film with the score played live by the Cleveland Orchestra. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, June 29th and 30th at Blossom. Under 18s are free on the lawn all summer long. Presentation licensed by Disney Concerts. ClevelandOrchestra.com.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
Good interviews, good content all day long.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR, final day of Share a Christmas for the Salvation Army. We've got a lot of packages for really you or anyone in your little circle of life, right? From the golfer to the baseball player to the female who likes the clinique activities to the lottery tickets to fishing to golf. We could go on and on with the different packages. And always the showcase package is the Goodyear blimp rides. Goodyear doesn't give those away. They give those to wonderful charitable organizations like our Share a Christmas campaign in its 74th year. The Goodyear blimp ride bid is now at $19.50. $19.50. So bid on that. And go to WAKR.net, WAKR.net, click on Share a Christmas. Every dollar goes right back to the unique programs of the Salvation Army. I mean, every dollar goes back to the Salvation Army. Earlier this morning, Corinne Bailey joined us, and she is the director of the Learning Zone with the Salvation Army.
Our Learning Zone, we have around 45 students enrolled in our program, and that consists of a preschool child care center and also a school-age program. We serve children directly in the Akron area that are ages 18 months to 12 years old, so they can be with us for quite a long time. And our programs have been around for over 20 years, which I think is a really big accomplishment to have right here in our community. But what I think is really special about the Learning Zone program is while we want to focus our attention on that child or children that we have enrolled, we also focus our attention on the entire family, which you don't get at other child care centers because we get to offer those wraparound services. And that can include our ministry and our social services. So not just, the child care in the Learning Zone, but you get all of those different aspects when you're with the Salvation Army. So I think that's super special and something that is very different across the board in the community that you might not have.
There you go, Corinne Bailey, the director of the Learning Zone with the Salvation Army of Summit County. And like we've said, it takes dollars to run these programs, whether it's delivering the food, buying the food, or the Learning Zone, and we could go on and on. So help out the Salvation Army. You have until 6 o'clock this afternoon, so roughly 10 more hours to go to bid on these wonderful, unique packages and programs we have put together at WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas and place your bid today. Today's the final day. 28 minutes after 8 o'clock, traffic weather time again. Stephanie with the update on traffic.
No major issues slowing you down. You have some congestion on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange, on 224 eastbound at 77, and on 77 northbound at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com, I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you, Stephanie. A warmer day today, upper 50s. Rainy tomorrow. Tomorrow may be 60. Currently, we're 36 degrees this morning. Thursday night football last night saw the Steelers lose at home to the New England Patriots, 21-18, just the third win of the season for the Patriots. Browns on Sunday host Jacksonville. We'll have at 1 o'clock for you on WAKR. And tonight, Cavalier basketball in Miami South Beach. It'll be a tip-off at 8 o'clock on WAKR.
Looking for a tasty gift that everyone will love? Then give the best of what Ohio has to offer. A delicious specially packed gift box from Schisler's Cheese in Orville. Hi, this is Dennis Schisler, and for as little as $35, we can put together a beautiful gift box filled with the very best Amish cheeses like Baby Swiss, Amish butter cheese, cheddar, and more, along with chocolates and even our hand-packed trail bologna. Our gift boxes make a wonderful family or corporate gift, and our experts will personally assist you in creating one. We can even personalize it for you and ship it to anywhere in the U.S. and beyond. So this holiday season, give a gift that will taste great with a gift box from Schisler's Cheese House. I personally guarantee your satisfaction. Come visit us on Route 30 and Kidron Road in Orville or online at cheesehouse.com. Please get your Christmas orders in by December 18th.
There's never been a better time to shop for a new Kia than right now.
It's Vanderveer Kia's year-end sales event.
While they last, Vanderveer Kia has a fantastic selection of new Kias at our lowest prices of the year.
Including 3 brand new Kia models, all under $199 a month.
Or buy with 0 down and make no payments until March.
Plus, Vanderveer is paying up to $4,000 over book value for trade-ins.
Bring in any trade and save up to $10,000 off a new Kia.
Vanderveer Kia even has interest rates as low as 0.9%.
And at Vanderveer, 100% credit approval is our goal.
Choose from 3 brand new Kias for under $199 a month.
24-month leases with $19.95 due at signing.
Or buy a new Kia with 0 down and make no payments until March.
It's the season of giving back at Vanderveer Kia during the year-end sales event.
328 West Market Street, downtown Akron.
10,000-mile per-year leases with $19.95 due at signing. Security deposit waived. Textile license and processing extra with approved credit. Offer ends 12/31/23.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walgreens and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Proud to be a part of the Akron community. 93.5, 1590 WAKR, Akron. Keeping you informed with another news update from the WAKR newsroom.
Good morning. This is the 8:30 report. I'm Jean Destro. Here's what's happening. A 70-year-old doctor from Akron who was driving on I-90 Wednesday night near the Fulton Road overpass bridge in Tremont was killed by a carjacker driving a stolen Amazon van in the wrong direction and who allegedly fired shots while police were pursuing him through East Cleveland. Beacon Journal reports 23-year-old Jalen Jackson of Cleveland is now charged with multiple crimes, including aggravated murder related to the incident which resulted in the death of Dr. Curtis Birchall, beginning in Cleveland Heights, continuing through East Cleveland, and then spilling out onto I-90 in the wrong direction. In Canton, police have released body cam footage of one of their officers fatally shooting a suspect who allegedly had pulled a firearm during an argument. Channel 3 News reports the video shows 24-year-old Zachary Fornash walking away after being ordered by police to put his hands on his head and then getting shot after he turns around to face Officer Garrett Marino. U.S. Marshals calling a recent joint operation with Akron Police a success. They say Operation Triple Beam, which was focused on violent crime, resulted in 135 arrests and 22 firearms seized over the course of 30 days. Akron Public Schools outlining plans to close 3 schools and relocate some other students when they meet with community members. They did this last night. That plan, though, still has to be approved by the Akron School Board. A Parma woman who made national headlines when she threw a hot bowl of food in a Chipotle worker's face has now been given a choice: 90 days in jail or 30 days behind bars plus 60 days walking in that worker's shoes by working in a fast food restaurant. 39-year-old Rosemary Hain took the fast food option so, as the judge put it, she can learn how people should treat people. Akron's historic Stand Hewitt Hall and Gardens will be featured on PBS's popular Antiques Roadshow in 3 episodes during their upcoming new season. Be on the lookout for the local landmark in 3 episodes next spring, April 22nd, April 29th, and May 6th. Cavs on the road tonight playing the Miami Heat at 8 p.m. Be listening for that here. And then on Sunday, we'll have the Browns as they host the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 p.m. Now let's go to CBS for a report.
CBS News Special Report. We've just gotten a brand new read on the economy and the jobs market. Employers added 199,000 positions in November. That's up from the 150,000 increase the month before, which was hampered by auto and entertainment industry strikes. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Although job openings are starting to come down, we have not yet seen widespread layoffs, and that's really good news. The labor market has really been a source of strength, especially to those workers who are contending with higher prices. The hope is that wage gains that people have received over the last few years, that they hold as prices continue to go down.
November's gains were mostly in the areas of healthcare and government. The unemployment rate went from 3.9% to 3.7% in November. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Well, let's continue that theme. 25 in front of 9 with a business update from the newsroom of CBS News.
Wall Street opens this morning after a winning day for stocks yesterday. The S&P 500 index and the Dow each snapping 3-day losing streaks, and it's Jobs Friday. The Labor Department's November employment report will be out at 8:30 Eastern Time this morning. If it shows the labor market still cooling, that'll give investors more fuel for the idea that the Fed's job is done and it might not have to raise interest rates anymore. JetBlue shares coming off their best day in 3 years, bookings exceeding expectations, and not just for the holidays. Its shares soared 15%. Google shares up 5% yesterday on a demo of its new AI model called Gemini.
It's really hard to get across just how incredible this technology is. The breakthrough is, in a word, and you're going to hear this more often, multimodal, meaning that the new AI system understands audio, photos, video. Other examples include Gemini understanding colors, 3D objects, creating games, even cracking jokes. What it all represents is a new, more powerful phase of generative AI.
CNBC's Deirdre Bosa. U.S. crude oil closed below $70 a barrel again yesterday. Oil is on pace for its 7th down week. AAA calls it a little holiday gift to drivers. The national average for a gallon of regular gas has now fallen to $3.20. Mortgage rates back down to about 7% again, after popping above 8 back in October, according to Mortgage News Daily.
Yes, we're in a rocky economy, but what about beer, liquor, wine sales?
Well, spirits always sell as gifts for the holidays, but there are headwinds coming in the new year, especially for whiskey makers. And whiskey sales have been slipping, including for Jack Daniel's maker Brown-Forman.
It's whiskey that's causing the headache for a change. Sales of the once popular spirit are slipping. Last year, for instance, tequila and mezcal actually overtook American whiskey to become the second fastest growing spirits category by revenue and volume in the U.S. That's according to the U.S. Distilled Spirits Council. Brown-Forman, latest example, seeing a 2% dip in whiskey sales year over year for its first half of the fiscal year.
CNBC's Sarah Eisen. All whiskey producers have a big export hurdle coming in just a few weeks, a higher tax for European Union importers of American whiskey.
We're on sort of a 2-year hiatus from this tariff, and that deal comes to an end on January 1st, at which time it will jump from 25% to 50%. And we've been there before, and it severely impacted a $2 billion export industry.
Whiskey advocates Jeffrey Lindenmuth on
93.5,
CNBC.
1590 WAKR. Now traffic time with Stephanie in our newsroom.
You still have some congestion on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange, on 224 eastbound approaching 77, and on 77 northbound at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you, Stephanie. Update on traffic and weather brought to you by Meaden and More. A warmer day today, upper 50s. Beautiful outside this morning here on West Market Street. Low tonight, only 48. Now tomorrow, warmer, maybe low 60s, but rain in our Saturday forecast. If you're looking at Sunday, upper 40s. Currently this morning, we're 41 degrees. It's the Ray Horner Morning Show. 21 in front of 9. Don't forget, final day of bidding in our Share Christmas campaign for the Salvation Army. You have until 6 o'clock this afternoon. Check it out with all the packages. WAKR.net and click on Share a Christmas.
When everything matters, Meaden and More provides you with the expertise to solve today's challenges while understanding the importance of your strategy, vision, your team, and everything else that matters. Go to meadenandmore.com to learn more.
Broadcasting from the WAKR studios, powered by your hometown energy team at First Energy. This is 93.5 1590 WAKR.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Christmas comes just once a year at Gale House Tree Farms in Doylestown. Help Gale House Tree Farms celebrate their 91st year of selling beautiful Christmas trees of all shapes and sizes. Cut your own from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. every day, or pick a ready-cut tree from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit their treehouse and browse through fresh green wreaths, decorations, and more. And the kids can see the real reindeer. Gale House Tree Farms on the corner of Coal Bank and Gale House Roads, south of Doylestown. Online at GaleHouseTreeFarms.com.
Looking for a tasty gift that everyone will love? Then give the best of what Ohio has to offer. A delicious specially packed gift box from Schisler's Cheese in Orville. Hi, this is Dennis Schisler, and for as little as $35, we can put together a beautiful gift box filled with the very best Amish cheeses like Baby Swiss, Amish butter cheese, cheddar, and more, along with chocolates and even our hand-packed trail bologna. Our gift boxes make a wonderful family or corporate gift, and our experts will personally assist you in creating one. We can even personalize it for you and ship it to anywhere in the U.S. and beyond. So this holiday season, give a gift that will taste great with a gift box from Schisler's Cheese House. I personally guarantee your satisfaction. Come visit us on Route 30 and Kidron Road in Orville or online at cheesehouse.com. Please get your Christmas orders in by December 18th.
Step back in time and join the Firestone Community Learning Center in the Feast of Traditional British Carvery. The Madrigal Singers will take you on a joyous holiday journey featuring members of the Royal Court who'll be singing songs with a festive spirit. A full English dinner and dessert will be catered by Don Yacy's at White Pond. The holiday event is Saturday, December 16th at Firestone CLC at 7 p.m. Tickets are $50 and on sale now at akronschools.hometownticketing.com.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
It's so much more different than everything else you hear on the radio these days, and it's a little refreshing.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
It's time now for Three Pointers with Cavs play-by-play voice Tim Alcorn on the Ray Horner Morning Show. Three Pointers is brought to you by J.W. Donato Electric on 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
All right, let's do it. 3 pointers with the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn, with us. 93.5, 1590 WAKR. And as you know, and I've been mentioning this morning, kind of an interesting trip when you talk about the Cavaliers in Miami, then in Orlando Monday, and then back-to-back road games in Boston on Tuesday and Thursday. And that doesn't happen all the time. So, Tim, I wanted to kind of center in on that a little bit. And I know each itinerary is a little bit different, but when you've got, 4 games in 6 days on a road trip, as best you can and digest it as you can, the itinerary for a road trip for these basketball players, they're practicing, they're working out. Do they get leisure time?
Oh, sure. I mean, they have to separate themselves from the game and from the grind a little bit. So being here in Florida for a few days, that's not a bad thing, although a tough battle tonight with Miami. And then Orlando will look for some revenge on Monday after we just got them at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse earlier this week. But sure, they have an opportunity to get away, maybe go out to dinner or whatever the case may be. And the season, as I said earlier, it's a grind. So you want to have an opportunity to kind of break it up. And but that being said, this will be a very challenging road trip.
No doubt about it. You've got the games with Miami, Orlando, and 2 with Boston. Now, as a broadcaster, you're not only calling, obviously, the 4 games in 6 days, but you're at the practices. Do they hold press conferences as well? Talk about the workload for a broadcaster on these trips.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, obviously they'll have shoot-around this morning before the game tonight, and then we will practice in Florida tomorrow and Sunday before the game Monday night with Orlando. And there's not a huge traveling media contingent, but sure, some of the players and or JB will meet with the media. A lot of the home team media, meaning Miami tonight and Orlando Monday and so forth, they're allowed into practice once it's concluded, not while it's going on. But so they want to get some thoughts from the visiting team, that being the Cavaliers. So, yeah, it's still similar to when the Cavs are home, but you're just doing it in strange locations.
3 pointers are the voice of the Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn. So with this being said, in a lengthy road trip, Tim, I thought I would ask this question with number 2. What is your favorite road arena, whether it's atmosphere, broadcast location, or to go in and see the court and everything? Your favorite road arena?
Yeah, I get asked that quite a bit, Ray, and it's interesting because basketball is somewhat different than baseball. A basketball court is a basketball court. You know, the old Gene Hackman and Hoosiers, it's 10 feet and 94 feet and all that. But I will say that the actual structures are different. And the one that really stands out to me is Golden State. That is just an absolute palace. It's gorgeous. And so that one certainly would be at the top of the list. Milwaukee, Fiserv is a beautiful arena. But listen, don't leave out Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Ever since the improvements were done and the renovations were done a few years ago, that is one of the top arenas in the NBA. And I'm not just saying that because I work for the Cavs. Cleveland area and Akron area fans that go up to the games, they're blessed. It's a gorgeous arena, and it certainly stands near the top of those in the NBA.
Tim, question number 3, the in-season tournament. will come to a conclusion tomorrow night in Vegas with the Lakers in Indiana. Your assessment, year number one of the in-season tournament for the NBA.
Oh, it's been a huge success. You can see that the guys, meaning the players, have really bought into this. Listen, they're alpha males. They are competitive, and I've seen that up close and personal. Like you said, even at practices, they go at it. So when you put something out there for them, they want to win it. That's just kind of how they're wired. And I think they'll make some tweaks, and they readily admitted, they meaning the NBA. They'll tweak it somewhat and take a look at what worked and perhaps what didn't work. But the ratings have been high. The click-throughs on videos and so forth have been very, very high. So they've landed on something, and now they'll work to improve it. But I think overall, Ray, it's been a big success.
Yeah, and the money's not bad either, right? Doesn't each winning member of the team get $500,000?
That's right. Yeah.
That's
so,
not bad.
The Lakers and the Pacers, they're going to be playing for something tomorrow night.
It should be fun. Can they get rid of these courts, though?
I hope that's something they tweak. I hope they look at that and go, people were clicking out of looking at those floors.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure who came up with that idea, but I hope and pray that is something that they address.
This is a good Miami team we're taking on tonight, right? I watched the game the other night against the Heat. I mean, they've got a lot of components. You know, they got some good young players. They got Jimmy Butler. It's a good team on the schedule tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt. People tend to forget that it was Miami that represented the Eastern Conference in the finals last year. So, very good ball club. Now, they won't have Bam Adebayo. They won't have Tyler Hero tonight. But you mentioned Jimmy Butler. He's a winner. He's that ultra male that I talked about, that alpha male that just loves to compete. Duncan Robinson. It was Kyle Lowry that really did the damage to the Cavs just a couple of weeks ago when they played at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. And they're really tough at home. So, yeah, this will be a challenge tonight.
All right, Tim, we'll look forward to the call, my friend. Thanks for squeezing us into your South Beach schedule this morning. We appreciate that. Go get some rock lobsters and some sushi, and we'll listen to the game tonight.
Always good to talk to you with the sand between my toes, Ray.
Please don't send me a picture. 12 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. Traffic time for you. Here's Stephanie.
You have some congestion on 77 northbound at the Central Interchange, on 224 eastbound approaching 77, and on 77 northbound at 224. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Sounds good, Stephanie. Thank you. A warmer day today, upper 50s, and how about low 60s tomorrow? They're talking about rain in our Saturday forecast. We're currently 41 degrees at WAKR.
Haven Arrest Ministry, a true haven for people suffering through difficult storms in their lives, like homelessness, hunger, or addiction. It can happen from poor decisions or just through unfortunate events, but Haven Arrest is here to help. This is Reverend Jeff Kaiser, Executive Director of Haven Arrest. Tune in to WAKR each Sunday at 7:30 a.m. to hear information and real stories from people whose lives have been restored.
It's the Ray Horner Morning Show.
Every morning.
On 93.5, 1590 WAKR.
93.5, 1590 WAKR. We're 10 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. And, of course, share a Christmas the entire week. I've so enjoyed passing on the information, the programs, the special needs at the Salvation Army. And, of course, you've been hearing me thanking so many wonderful groups, organizations, and teams and businesses for taking part in Share a Christmas. And one of them, and again, I've been doing this, here in Akron now for 25 years. One of the groups and teams that always says yes and what can we do are our good friends with the Cleveland Guardians. And kind enough to join me this morning with the Guardians is Curtis Danberg. And I gave Curtis an extra reach out this year, and I said, Curtis, can we do a pair of tickets for every game in April, including opening day? And he took a breath and he said, of course, yes. And that's what the Guardians do. They say yes. And, their winning is not only on the baseball field. They went off the field with Cleveland Guardians charities and on and on. So, Curtis, before we go any further, my friend, thank you. And we appreciate the Guardians' participation with us to raise money again for the Salvation Army.
Well, good morning, Ray, and happy holidays to everybody. And
we thank you for everything you do for the community. So, I mean, you're an incredible partner of ours, and I know you do so much in the Akron community, and we certainly appreciate that and recognize that.
Well, when we talk about those pair of tickets for each game in April, we've got some really good teams coming in April, including that home opener.
Yes, the Yankees in town in April. A lot of great teams will be coming off. We're starting on the road for 3 series because of the women's Final Four and our construction. So when we get back, I know our fans are going to be ready to see us, and excited for an incredible 24 season led by a new manager, Stephen Vogt.
Mm-hmm. I talked to Rosie last week about Stephen Vogt. You've had a chance to meet him. I like the hire on paper. We never know how this is going to work, but boy, I like the Guardians organization and the background they did in bringing this guy into the organization.
I just spent some time with him in Nashville for the winter meetings, and his energy is infectious. He's all in. He has a lot of qualities very similar to Tito. He seems to know how to connect with any player, no matter where you are in the roster. And, you know, he just finished playing in 22, so he knows this game. He's a former catcher, so he knows pitching staffs and how to work a bullpen. So we're very excited about what he's going to bring to our organization.
Curtis Danberg with us, Vice President with the Cleveland Guardians. Curtis, I have to tell you, I've never seen Chris Antonetti as animated as I saw them in getting that number 1 draft pick. Like I said, you said it. You were in Nashville. Go back to that moment. Johnny Mac's on the podium, and you get the number 1 pick.
So we were given a little bit of heads up because we had to get Chris there. And when I was there when Chris was initially told, and you're right, I've never seen him so excited. And when they announced it, and he ran on and came from behind to hug Johnny Mac, it was great for the organization. It really sets us up. It's the first time in our history we've ever had the first overall pick.
Did you have to take Johnny Mac to an urgent care after that grip there by Antonetti?
It's funny. I don't think it settled in until like a couple hours after he actually stopped by Court Tripp's room after for like 20 minutes, and he was like almost hyperventilating, like he just was overcome with emotion. I mean, he definitely was blown away.
That's for sure. Curtis Danberg with us, VP with the Guardians. Hey, Curtis, coming up in a little over a month, you got FanFest coming up.
We do, January 20th. You believe this or not, it's our 10th FanFest, 10th annual. But Guards Fest will be at the Convention Center downtown. On January 20th, we have our 2 sessions. Season ticket member session, 8:30. It's only $5 general admission for them if you're a season ticket member. And then 1:30 to 6:30 is our general public event, and that's only $15 for a general admission ticket. And great way always to interact with our players. We have autograph sessions, which is an extra cost, but we have a lot of other events that allow the fans to interact with the players and get a chance to meet and greet Stephen Vogt and many others.
Curtis, as far as tickets for the event, is the best way to go online for that? Is that the only way, maybe?
Yeah, only way, CLEguardians.com/GuardsFest. So that has all the information, has the ability to purchase your tickets.
Okay, that's January 20th, correct?
Correct.
All right. My friend, listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy that family. And again, from, me, and you and I have a great relationship. Thank you so much for helping out with Share Christmas and the Salvation Army. Your friendship and our relationship with the team is pretty darn special, and you guys always say yes. So thank you very much.
We appreciate it, and everybody listen, happy holidays.
You got it. Curtis Danberg, VP with the Cleveland Guardians, a package that he donated, a pair of tickets for every home game in April. You've got the Red Sox in, you've got the Yankees in, and it also includes opening day. Bid now on that package, Cleveland Guardians tickets, WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas. Let's get you traffic and weather for the final time on this Friday morning. With a traffic story, here's Stephanie.
Roads look pretty good. You still have some congestion, though, on 77 northbound at 224, on 224 eastbound approaching 77, and on 77 northbound approaching the Central Interchange. Follow us on X at Akron TXWX. From the Vanderveer Kia Traffic Center, where you can shop over 500 new and pre-owned vehicles at KiaVanderveer.com. I'm Stephanie Nicole.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Good work again in the newsroom today. A warmer day today, near 60. They're saying high about 57, 58. Cloudy tonight, only 48 for a low. And then showers tomorrow, but a temperature right around 60. We're 41 degrees this morning. Well, listen, Sandy Bennett and Rick Allen with you the rest of the day. They'll keep you updated on the bidding packages and Share a Christmas. We're counting down the hours. You have 9 hours left to bid in the Share a Christmas packages at WAKR.net. 9 hours and counting. Have a great weekend, folks. Thanks for the company. I'm Ray Horner, WAKR.
This is the Chris Holtman Daily Show, brought to you by Encova Insurance. Coach, not only is it back to Big Ten play here on Saturday, but it's Big Ten play on
WAKR. We concluded our Share a Christmas week on WAKR's morning show, raising dollars for the Salvation Army. Every dollar through our online auction goes directly back to the Salvation Army of Summit County. We've had some fun talking with the people who donated, talking to the people who go to work and volunteer at the Salvation Army, and talking to you who bid on the packages. And a big thank you to all. These dollars all stay right here. Now, you have until Friday afternoon at 6 o'clock to bid on the packages. WAKR.net. Click on Share a Christmas. We talked some golf today. If you're looking at a golf presentation or a Christmas present for the golfer in your family, maybe for the spring of 2024, Morning Show Golf Pro Dan Dock joined us, and he said Myrtle Beach is really a good destination. He recommended that you reach out. They have golf package planners that really take you and give you the whole story in Myrtle Beach. He said you can just Google that and they'll find it. They'll plan out your lodging. They'll look at your degree of difficulty, all that put together. They'll even make restaurant reservations for you. We honored our student athletes of the week as well from Revere High School. We urge you to go to WAKR.net and check out a couple of the Revere High School student athletes of the week today. We talked with Curtis Danberg of the Cleveland Guardians, who talked about Guards Fest that is January 20th. He talked about getting that number one pick in the 2024 free agent draft and how elated they were about getting the first time pick ever in Cleveland Guardians franchise history. So thanks for watching us, WAOH.TV, listening, 93.5, 1590 WAKR. We always appreciate the company with us. I'm Ray Horner, WAKR.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Coach, this Penn State team under Mike Rhodes boasts guys like Ace Baldwin, who transferred with him from VCU, and Kanye Clary, a much-improved sophomore guard. You've already faced some teams with fierce backcourts, so do you feel good about how you're going to prepare?
Well, they do have some impact transfers. Ace Baldwin, I believe, was A-10 Player of the Year. Came over with Mike from VCU, as you mentioned. And then Clary's a young kid who we played against last year, who we knew was going to be a good player. And they've got a transfer from Carolina, Puff Johnson, who's a good player. They've got a lot of really good, talented players, and we'll need to play well.
This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious